Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of the Back to the Past podcast. We've got Kevin here along with
Justin
and Brad.
Yeah, and this month, or this episode, we're going to be talking about the Alien franchise, which I know this is something that Brad and I have discussed for years about, geez, Kevin, you have not seen Alien before? I'm like, no. And because it's one of your favorite.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
And Brett or Justin, I know this is also one of your favorite series.
I don't know
trilogies.
if it's nearly as much as in Brad's camp.
Yeah.
But no, I'm quite a fan.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, so we'll just preface this by I have never seen any of the Aliens films. I mean, I've seen the alien creature. I've seen the stills and stuff with Ripley and the alien queen, whatever. Just is a thing. So I've seen the stills and stuff like that. I've seen some little clips over the years, but I'm like, And I didn't realize the movie was this old, the original.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been around for quite a long time.
This is 40th year now.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah. So 1979, what is it actually? Like June 22nd is when the first film launched in theaters in the United States.
Depending when you listen to this, they're releasing a 40th anniversary this year with a bunch of extra goodies in it again. So,
Oh boy.
yeah.
So let's talk about our first experiences. Obviously, my first experience, I'll just throw it out there, just a couple weeks ago. So that's pretty simple.
This is similar to me on our last episode, which was Back to the Future. I mean, I knew about it, and I probably have seen bits and pieces of it growing up, but like actually watching all three all the way through, it was my first experience at that point.
Right.
So for me, Alien, I mean, I was way too young to be watching this when I started. Probably somewhere between 8 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly due to my cousin having a bunch of comics, a bunch of toys, and that just kind of got me more and more interested into it. And he's like, oh, I sat down and watched the movie with my dad. We should watch the movie. And I saw, the first one that I saw was Aliens.
So part two.
Okay. And that's because he's like, well, the first one, it's a little slower, but it's still good. But we should watch the second one tonight because there's a lot of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So we sat down and watched the second one. And as young as I was, like, I don't remember being as terrified of that specific movie. But for some reason, Alien Resurrection really creeped me out. And that was after the fact. Like, I was already like...
Because Resurrection was technically the fourth.
Yes,
So
that's
there's
98
Alien.
when it was on video.
Yeah.
Ish, somewhere around there. So I was
in theaters. I guess it was November 97 was in theaters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Somewhere
November
early 98.
26th. Yeah.
So that being said, I was roughly 10, so I was even younger when I saw Aliens. And for that not to mess me up or something, I don't. Well, I mean, they made toys of it, so go figure. Kid gets into something they make toys for,
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw Aliens first, then we went back and saw Alien, and then we made a run of it and saw all three, and then the Resurrection came out, and of course I went and saw that. And it's just been a staple, and it really kind of directly influences one of my other favorite franchises that I'll talk about later.
Okay. Now, Justin, you?
I was trying to pinpoint exactly, and I think it was one of those things where you just kind of would see it everywhere as a kid, because I remember seeing the toys everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what it is about the 90s, especially the early to mid 90s. They made a lot of toys for movies that were
movies
R-rated, Like you'd see like the Alien and Predator and RoboCop and Terminator, and it's like these are not kid movies, but you'd see all the. So I remember seeing all the different designs, but then I also remember seeing there was an arcade game in the 7-Eleven, and whenever my mom would get gas, I'd go in and look at the arcade games. Never played any of them. I just look at them. And I remember seeing the Aliens versus Predator arcade game in there. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
That looks great.
And then I'd see the toys and I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Wow, this must be a kid's show.
You're right. And then somewhere after that, I saw the first one. I know I was too young to be watching it, but it was on, I don't know, some channel on a weekend, and I was completely engrossed. I was like, this is like creepy, man. And I don't know what it was about that first one, but that was the one that I grabbed onto. And then I saw the second one and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's the second one. I get it. And then I saw the third one I don't think I saw the third one until just a few years ago.
Okay.
And then fourth one, I saw when it came out on video, and then I haven't watched it again in the next 20 years. So watching it for this, this might as well have been my first time.
Right. It's been so long between viewings.
Yeah, because I remembered a couple of the people that were in it. That's it. But that first Alien, that's probably the one that I have to make a plan to watch it a couple times every year.
And to even let you know how much this specific franchise has affected me, I think I saw this before I saw Star Wars. So that's a pretty big, interesting jump, we'll say.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for it to release, 2 years approximately after Star Wars, you kind of do, I mean, in a way you see some similarities. I think just
I put it closer
briefly.
to 2001.
Yeah.
And it's because it's a lot slower and
like not as much in the comedy aspect of it.
well, that and it. So Star Wars has more of like a space fantasy kind of vibe, where it's more adventure and fast paced. And the first Alien's so slow. I mean, everything about it is just there's long shots, there's slow music, there's the ships don't move very fast. I mean, it's a very slow paced movie.
Which is funny because I know this has been something that's been a couple weeks in the making. That whenever I first saw Alien, I told the guys, "Hey, I finally watched Alien." Justin's like, "What'd you think?" I said, "I'm saving for the episode." It's funny you say it's slow. That's the first thing I've got on my thing.
Yep.
Slow movie.
Yes.
Very slow.
Yes.
It is a slow burn. And if you appreciate, we'll say, not appreciate, that might be the wrong word. If you are driven to that slow pace of like a horror flick, you're going to love this movie.
Right.
Because it's essentially a haunted house movie in space. Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's very
that's really all
suspenseful.
it is.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting
It
it.
takes forever for really anything to happen, but everything that's happening, I mean, you pretty well know who everyone is, how they fit in, their personalities.
Oh, are you saying it does character building?
Oh my God, it does character development.
Yeah. So we'll just kind of start off with, the first one, Alien, like you mentioned, released June 22nd, 1979, made roughly $203.6 million. It's quite a bit.
On an $11 million budget.
Yeah, so that's worldwide. That's not U.S. numbers, so it's worldwide. Still good. Very damn good.
Well, I also heard that, or I read somewhere that that's like looking back on, like it was a slow burn there for a while itself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was foreshadowing itself.
It could have been.
Sarah's dad was old enough to remember going to see that
In theater.
And he said that in the middle of the movie, spoilers obviously throughout this entire podcast, when the chest burster came out, there were people that ran out of the theater.
Because it was just too much for them to handle.
Yes. It was just too much for some people, and they ran out screaming.
I mean, you're sitting down for a meal. All of a sudden, this guy starts having this,
Yeah.
issue, and all of a sudden, you're like, ah.
We'll get into that more. I have so much knowledge to spew forth. I'm sure he does as well.
Spew forth and abroad upon us your knowledge.
Right.
As like a chest burster.
Yes, yes.
So Ridley Scott is the director of the first Alien. Mm-hmm. You know, also known for Blade Runner and other movies like The Martian and so many other things. He's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And isn't he like almost 90 now?
Not quite.
Oh, he's in his 80s though, isn't he?
No, I don't think he's quite that old. I don't think, because he's been doing the like the prequel movies to Alien.
I'd have to double check that because I thought he was getting up there when I looked at some stuff. Because he's from England and all.
Well, he's another guy that he looks older than he always is. Like even 40 years ago, he looked pretty old.
Yeah, okay. Some other notable names in the cast. Sigourney Weaver, obviously, she's probably the most well-known actress in the series. Yes, sir?
He is 81.
Okay.
Goodness.
I knew he was up there.
He does not look it.
You've aged well,
He's kind of
Mr.
looked the
Scott.
same for the last 20 years.
Yes, he ages like fine wine, where I might age like fine milk.
I started out as sour milk. Lucky.
Right. Got off to a bad start.
Right.
So Sigourney Weaver, obviously, is the face of the franchise. Ellen Ripley?
Yeah, and that wasn't always going to be the case.
No.
That's true.
She was not the first
Ripley
person.
was supposed to be a guy.
Yeah.
And Ridley hit it off really well with Sigourney and decided to make her Ripley.
And she wasn't even the first choice for Ripley once they was going to make it a female. It was actually Helen Cartwright, the lady that plays another
yeah.
female in the crew.
Yes.
She was supposed to be Ripley, and then he's like, no, you're going to be this person, and Sigourney, you're going to be Ripley. Which,
I also
Which,
heard some stories about her showing up in her dress and outfit because
now you talk about Sigourney Weaver? Okay.
yeah, because she's really tall
Very tall.
and she's had a problem with getting some roles back then because she was so tall, and a lot of males were uncomfortable with her height. So she showed up like thigh-high boots and the biggest heels she had. I mean, she's like 6 foot anyways.
Yeah, she's tall.
But with the heels, she's like almost 6'6". And apparently Ridley Scott's just like, yeah, okay, cool. Apparently
he dug it. Yeah.
Yeah, like-
basically, she grabbed his attention because of it, and that might have
Looked like
secured
a
her
strong
role.
female lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was kind of the start of strong female leads in Hollywood, I think. They weren't normal in films like this, suspenseful things.
Sci-fi.
Like this.
Anything sci-fi that was just a dude's
It was all
fantasy.
male-dominated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I would argue that they did more in Alien franchise than Star Wars did for the longest time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, Princess Leia was a main character, but
But anyone past
the
Princess
same.
Leia, can you name any?
no.
Well, and even in that first Star Wars, which was the only thing out at that time, I mean, she was essentially a damsel in distress in that movie.
Ah, yeah,
True.
yeah.
So she wasn't even
I
that
mean,
strong in that movie.
she had a personality, but it wasn't like the physical thing. And the one part where she's shooting the blaster when they're trying to swing over, and
I saw an interview with her, and she said that back then they didn't know how to write strong female characters, so they just wrote her really grumpy and yelling at people.
it worked for her.
And she's like, I don't care because I can do that in real life, so whatever.
This isn't too far from the truth.
Yeah, she's like, whatever.
So some other cast members are John Hurt.
Who, this is our first of 2 Doctor Who references, because
Ooh.
John Hurt played as the War Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still bitter about that, but we'll
It
get
is
to
what
that
it
in
is.
another episode.
Then you got Harry Dean Stanton, who I know from a couple other roles, one being Green Mile. He played kind of like the prisoner janitor kind of person in Green Mile. Very brief role. And the other role that I knew him in was Roman on Big Love, HBO series, which he also co-starred with Bill Paxton, who we talk about in the second film.
Nice.
And so there's that little connection with those two already.
I thought you were going to say you remembered him from Down Periscope.
No,
I might be the only one who remembers Down Periscope.
wasn't that the Kelsey Grammer?
That is the Kelsey Grammer.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't think I've seen it, but I remember the movie being a
almost
thing.
ashamed to admit it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Fair enough. Everybody's got some.
I have a lot,
Okay.
and I should be embarrassed of most.
Tom Skerritt, who I believe he plays like chief or captain or something.
Yeah, he's like
a head
yeah.
person on
Captain Dallas.
ship.
Yeah, who
Then-
I remember him most from like Picket Fences.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
that'd
he's
be
done
right.
some other
Yeah, he's
stuff.
been in so many different things. I think one of them was a television drama that my wife watched for a couple seasons. Had Sally Field in it, I believe, Brothers and Sisters or something. I can't I can't remember that for sure. I just know he's been in a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
He's very well known. You see him. He's got the mustache and kind of squinty eyes and kind of buzz cut in a way.
Yeah,
haircut.
he's one of those dudes, like, he's in a lot of stuff, but, like, he's kind of a one-note actor. He can only really do that one role, but he's so good at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of like Billy Bob Thornton. He's really good at playing a drunk. You need someone to play a drunk, Billy Bob's your guy.
Yeah.
And then Ian Holm.
Yeah. Bilbo.
Yeah. So Bilbo Baggins.
Which, I saw this movie, I don't know how many times, and I saw the Lord of the Rings movies, I don't know how many times, and I didn't put together that was the same guy until just a few years ago. I'm like,
Well-
that's Bilbo.
To be fair, those movies are nearly 20 some years apart.
Yeah.
So I could see
almost
why
25.
Yeah, I could see totally why you could miss that. Like a person ages a lot, 25 years.
Oh yeah, and that character. I mean, those two characters are nothing alike.
Because Ian Holm's character, is he the one that is kind of like the
Android.
The
yeah.
android, yeah.
So like Data from Star Trek Next Generation in a way.
Yes, and more vicious.
Yeah.
Sinister,
Yeah.
we'll say.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
he has a little interesting role in that.
He's
this
got a
first
screw
film.
loose.
Yeah. Got a little bug in the programming. Let's see. Some of the other things that I did notice, some more of my thoughts. Maybe we'll just kind of just get some of these
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the way. And you guys
Hooray.
can just give me your feedback.
Because
like,
I've been
"Yeah, I
waiting
can
for
see
this
that."
for weeks.
I know. It's been kind of a tease thing. Let's see. Come on, phone unlock. And, okay. We're in space on a spaceship. And we're smoking. Lots of smoking.
I mean, everyone did back then,
I
right?
know, but it's like you're on space and you got all this artificial oxygen. Well, not artificial oxygen, but a lot of oxygen and stuff because you're in space, right?
Well, I'm going to throw this out there. So this movie kind of there's different types of sci-fi. My favorite kind is the kind that this falls into, where everything looks old and used and lived in. And then there's the other kind where everything's bright and shiny and
Pristine.
yeah, like it's brand new and it's never been used. And this kind of follows in the vein of, I'm trying to remember, I believe it's Dark Star, which came out in the mid 70s, which is, I mean, if you watch these two movies back to back, everything, I mean, there's junk everywhere, things are falling apart, and it kind of has a nice feeling that like people actually live in here, and they live in here for long periods of time.
Right.
And so whatever the smoking, because I noticed that too in rewatching it, I never really paid attention to that.
Huh, this is odd.
And I'm like, that's kind of odd thing to do in space, but I guess it kind of fits in with, yeah, it's lived in, you're home away from home, and
Yeah, you're making the best of a situation when you guys
that's
are traveling for
clearly
years at a
terrible,
time,
and
being in these sleep chambers and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's still weird.
Yeah.
If the movie was made today, they wouldn't have it
No.
for more than one reason.
Right, but I mean, obviously, back in the 70s, there were smoking commercials and stuff like that. Doctors were recommending, my preferred brand of cigarette is blah, blah, blah.
They're terrible, but I love watching those commercials.
I know. It is kind of funny to look back at how society has changed and all that stuff.
Or you see in the 60s, they had Flintstones commercials with cigarettes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, Flintstones
Yeah.
commercial. Yeah, it is impressive what they were
was
able
Mickey Mouse shooting heroin too? I mean,
to... Nah, I don't think
I
heroin
think,
was like a thing.
according
Really
to
for that.
Robert Crumb, he was. But for all you Robert Crumb fans, who knows what I'm talking about.
Another thing that kind of grasped me was the fact that when they would show inside, it's real quiet on the inside of this ship and whatever it is that they're in. But man, whenever they would show an outside scene, it's loud as hell with all the wind and all the noise that's going on. It's like, man, that's some really good sound deadener that they've got inside that ship that's not driving them crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an alien ship.
Right. Right. It's futuristic technology. So Harry Dean Stanton and his colleague, I can't remember his name, but they're both always complaining about wanting more pay.
So that's Yaphet Kotto.
Okay.
And the whole reason I know him is because he was the Bond villain in Live and Let Die. Just throwing that out there. Oh, he was also in The Running Man with Arnold.
Arnold. So
he's so good.
So that's an interesting connection between Aliens and Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If only we could figure out one for Richard Dawson in there.
Right.
All right, more Running Man.
Or Bill Paxton.
Yeah. True. And then there's a cat.
Yeah, that I still find a little weird.
Like, why is
Jonesy.
there a cat? Yeah, why is there a cat on this adventure? On this mission?
Why not?
I guess so.
And that's another thing I love about it is like, it's nothing is ever. It's just it's
Explained.
there as though it like this is normal,
Right.
and you're the weird one for asking.
Yeah.
Like that. There's so many things in this movie like that where it's like, when you think about it, it's kind of weird, but.
Yeah, I guess in the same way, like if you were to actually sit down, for those of you who really, really love Boba Fett, if you were to sit down and actually think about who he is and like why he even showed up in like the first 3 films, the first made, not the first in sequential, but anyway, it's a little bit of the mystery and a little bit of the stuff that's not explained that you kind of enjoy the most, and at least in my case for sci-fi. So that being said, all this real lived-in area, the cat just kind of running around as if it's a normal thing. I
Just
love
like
it.
in a house.
Yeah.
Well, the only other thing I can figure is, because I know Ridley Scott is very much like, he's all about the look and the design and the story, and
Right.
actors is like
Building the
not
setting
even
and
a
stuff.
second thought.
Right.
Like he's not an actor's director at all.
The environment is
It's
the
all
star,
about the
not
look.
not
And
the characters.
So I wonder, and I'm sure somebody out there would know, but one way I could look at it is like, since they're on the ship for so long, like that's like their therapy animal, to give them a sense of normalcy and a sense of like home, I guess, almost, or their therapist in a way.
Yeah, their
'Cause I know
service
in,
animal.
yeah, because I know so in the original Star Trek, it was just like them exploring for like 5 years. But then by the time you get to the second series, the idea was you need counselors on there because you have families and they're going to be a long, long way out. So you need like counselors and more of a service set up for assistance for people. Maybe Jones was that version of it.
It could be.
I don't know.
Counselor Jones?
Counselor Jones?
It could be.
Counselor Jones, report to the bridge.
Right. Which Jones the cat was played by 4 different cats.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's like, I guess you've got to worry about the...
You got a hissing cat, you got a purring cat, you got a sleeping cat.
Right, the calm one. You've got the super high anxiety cat that also kind of lose its mind from time to time.
Got the meowing one.
Yeah. Can you meow on command? Meow. Okay, you're in.
You'll do fine.
You'll do fine. You're an orange tabby or whatever. So you're good. And then there's a scene or kind of a process where Jones is in a crate. And they're just running around, banging the crate, throwing the crate around. I'm like,
Yeah. That bothers me.
yeah, it's like, that poor damn cat.
Yeah.
Not only are you in space, but now you're in a crate and you're being thrown around, beaten all up.
Yeah, that even bothered me when I was a little kid seeing it. I'm like, oh, that poor cat.
Exactly.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Blow torches on the ship. So this goes back to the open flame thing about, hey, we're in...
Maybe it's a metaphor. I don't know.
It's like,
Who knows?
it seems odd that we're going to be using blow torches and the ship's not going to blow up from inside.
Well, if you think about the air that we breathe now, it's not pure oxygen.
True,
Maybe
but we're
if-
not in confined spaces firing off blow torches. Usually blow torches are outdoors where it's...
unless you work in a shop.
That's true. With welding equipment, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The ship blows up 3 times.
Yeah, that is a little. I never.
Yeah.
I don't.
Explosions in space. They don't
I
make
could
sense.
come up with guesses, but I don't. My only guess is like maybe there's more than one reactor on there. I
Yes.
don't, maybe it's the different engine cores.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I also put, did I mention the blowtorches on a ship that could blow up like that? They could explode in that way, you know? It's like, Then we have Ripley almost getting nude there towards the end. I mean, she really gets
That's pretty skimpy.
for that time. And it's like, she's not got nothing on underneath her shirt, which is a very thin tank top. Again, I'm not complaining. Sigourney Weaver's very attractive. And then just little bitty panties. I'm like,
I have seen stills of like test shots in the sleep tubes where she is actually borderline topless. There's like a strip or something that goes across, but other than that, like there's really nothing. And I don't remember why they decided not to go with it. But
interesting research you were doing for that.
it came up.
What
and,
led to that research?
That wasn't even one that I was actively looking for. It just came
ju-
up on my Twitter.
It just popped in there.
Right. It just popped up. I don't know how it got there.
What, Ray? What popped in there?
It was if I was thinking, I would have shared it.
And then I think the strobe lights kind of bothered me about something. There's a lot of strobe lights.
Well, if you have epilepsy, this movie does not
Not
do
for
well
you.
for you.
Yeah. It's like, man, so many things flashing. I'm like, I don't know about all this.
It's The one thing I do have to say I kind of hate strobe lights in general, and the use of them, especially in movies, really annoy me. But I will say in this one, I can almost tolerate it because, like, this movie approaches the monster kind of like Jaws did. Like, let's not show it a whole lot. But again, part of that was because it looked terrible. So let's put low light on it and kind of not show a whole lot
Right,
of it.
just kind of give you some outline. You know something's there.
Yeah,
You're
kind of gives
just
you
getting these little glimpses and stuff.
like you don't really see a whole lot of like you see in later movies where it's just there it is.
Yeah, it's like, ooh. Yeah, this one's more of like up against the wall in these little corners. You can just see like the mouth or something.
Or it's like it's just like a real close up of one part.
Right.
See like a hand.
Or when they're in the vent that like reaches out towards him.
Yeah. Just for a split second. And I'm okay with the strobes and that because it you're still not seeing a whole lot of it.
Right, it's kind of distracting you from...
It takes my mind away from the strobe is there.
Right,
I should be annoyed, but I'm like, oh, look, monster that I kind of want to focus on.
right.
Well, and I think they use the strobes in the preview for this movie, and this is probably one of the most iconic previews that you could probably think of for a movie. It's just that weird, like siren background music, and a bunch of stuff is happening, and then they finally reveal the title like Alien. They can't hear you scream in space, blah blah blah, whatever, and then
I mean, that's got to be one of the coolest taglines.
right.
Ugh.
So you're saying the trailer kind of leads you to believe the movie's going to be a high-paced little...
Yeah, I think so.
Can't
Yeah.
imagine why. Why would I think that?
Wow, okay.
And then you get this thing that has like a 2001 intro that takes
And
10
I
minutes.
did like the
before
intro.
you
I was like,
get into it.
this is pretty good. It's taken a while. Like, this is still pretty good. Very artistic. Nice
And
design.
I love the music, just the use of the flutes, just kind of airy and
Yeah. It's a very peaceful,
it's
calming,
yeah.
soothing.
In
Yeah.
the same way that what's his name does it for oh crap, dude that's in all right McConaughey in the space movie Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar.
Jesus.
Mine's
I didn't have a
terrible
stroke or
thing to
anything.
waste.
Yeah. But yeah, they use such a different music that you wouldn't think to use in a sci-fi movie. And I feel like that definitely applies here too, where each person that does music for these movies like approaches it a different way that you wouldn't expect.
And there's I did notice that there are some minor like callbacks
Yeah.
to the Alien score in some of the later ones.
Not
I mean,
all
they
of
don't
them.
use a lot. No, not
Yeah.
all of them, and they don't use much. But there'll be like some little music cues and little hints, especially those flutes here and there. And it's just like, oh, that's nice. It's almost a way to say, hey, remember that Better movie? Did I just say that?
Yeah. I thought another thing too, just looking at trivia tidbits and facts and stuff about this, doing a little research, was the fact that the actor that was in the alien suit, this was like his only role. And I think Peter Mayhew, better known as Chewbacca, was actually considered for this role, but I guess they ran into this random person. His name is Balaji. I'll probably pronounce it wrong. Badeo? I don't know.
Sure.
That's
And
my best guess.
This was like his only role, and he like kind of disappeared after that and died at age 39. So
Yeah, I read that somewhere, and then I forgot all about it. Then whenever you mentioned it on here, I'm like, oh, that's right.
yeah, they met him somewhere, and he was so tall, and they're like, "Hey, you'd be great for this." And then they don't really show him much, obviously, because they didn't want the. Should we just go ahead and say xenomorph, even though that's not a term until the second one?
I say so.
And
Sure.
so they don't show, because I think from what I read, because it's tough to make a believable costume for this look realistic
Yeah.
at this time. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why the shots are incredibly close, not full figure shots and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. They didn't want it to look, because they didn't want it to be too human resembling. Something to do with like the face or the brain of the xenomorph having human characteristics.
Yeah, underneath that like shell in the first one on the head, you can kind of see an outline of like a skull. Underneath like that, like I said, it's like a dome, and it's almost like translucent, and you can just barely like make out like kind of a skull. And then that design actually changes into the second one, but we'll get to that.
Because the first alien thing that you see is the chest or the face hugger or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's
grabber.
the other thing that this movie is like. I think it's the first movie that ever did it. Was before this, whenever you see like a monster in a movie, you see it, and that's the monster for the movie. But this sucker changes its form and shape more than once.
Yeah.
And like that's like just when you think you know what the creature is you're dealing with, it's now it's this other thing.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's this really big thing.
Yeah. Like the first stage, I guess, is that, I mean, I would say it's kind of like a scorpion looking thing that grabs onto the person's face, wraps its little tail around its neck, and is doing whatever, putting
It's like a
into
cross
the
between a
stomach.
spider and a scorpion.
Yeah.
And it impregnates you through your mouth.
Yeah, which is a little odd. And then later it comes out your chest and then becomes this big old alien
Very
xenomorph
quickly,
thing.
too.
Yeah, it don't take long.
Yeah, and that's kind of been like a running theme throughout like the entirety of like the Alien franchises. These things grow so fast that like how things grow on Earth is nothing like that. It's
No.
hours, and this thing is like full grown, or maybe a day or something.
Yeah, based on movie time, how much time progresses from, being on the face, popping out of the chest, and then, and then whenever they cut into it or trying to kill it, it's like that acidic blood that goes down a lot, very potent, super potent,
Yeah, that's,
dropping down level after level after level. It's like, wow.
that is, I mean, like literally everything about this thing is a very definition of alien. I mean, like, it doesn't look like anything that's been on Earth.
Nope.
It doesn't bleed like anything that's been on Earth.
Nope.
It doesn't reproduce like anything.
Nope.
Like, it is.
That we know of.
Well, other than that wasp that
Yeah,
that
that's true.
does the stinger thing into like an ant's forehead, and then the babies will burst out of that. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's the stuff of nightmares.
So the company, I think, that is like, I don't know if you would say sponsoring or directing these missions to these other planets and rocks and all this stuff that they're out there is not mentioned in this first movie, I believe.
Yeah, they just refer to it as the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't see Wayland Yutani until Aliens.
Mm-hmm. And
like each movie, the company is like
something else.
way bigger.
And in Aliens, I think it was just called Wayland Corporation or Wayland Enterprise or something like that. And it wasn't quite Wayland Yutani yet.
Yeah.
And I don't exactly know when that switch was.
There are timelines out there.
And I mean, there's side books to read.
There's so much like expanded universe
lore.
to this. It is ridiculous.
Now, I did read a 3-part book series of Alien here. And I mean, I think it's the only 3 books that are actually part of the same timeline. The rest of them are kind of one-offs. But if you get a chance to read them, they're actually pretty good for being kind of like some kind of expanded universe, whatever.
Does it just fill in like some holes and things or questions that you might
yeah,
they think might come
kind of
up for
how
people?
like some of the alien life cycles happen, the like kind of telepathy powers that the Queen has, and so on.
Heard
So
about some of that.
yeah,
Because we don't get introduced to the Queen in the first one at all, do we?
No.
No.
In fact, the first one just has that one.
but
They've got the eggs,
yep.
and then you follow that one's life cycle, and that's it.
But you got to figure it kind of sets it up perfectly too. You've got eggs, and then you've got some kind of like drone. Perfect. What's next? What's bigger? What's badder?
Well, so that's the other thing that this movie does that is, again, they put something in that is just, you just have to accept it, but it kind of leads your mind to ask questions about the universe that they created in the movie. So I don't think it's mentioned anywhere in the movie, but the shape that's become known as the space jockey is a very big
Dude.
yeah, and he's been there a long time. So that kind of leads the idea like, okay, there's this other huge giant race out there. So there's more to this universe than just humans and this alien thing. But then the fact that that ship has all those eggs on it. I saw an interview with Ridley Scott, and his theory on it was that he said we were just making a movie and it just sounded cool. But he said if people want to dig deeper, he said the way I look at it is this ancient race had these alien creatures and were bringing them somewhere to be used as a weapon. And they were transporting all these eggs to throw at a planet and overthrow it and basically destroy it.
Something went wrong.
And yeah, and then something went wrong, and
That's why they ended up where they
that's
were.
why they ended up
and-
there. And then, so then the other theory is, okay, well, did the company know about that and then purposely divert them to stop there? Or did when they learn what it was, suddenly they're like, we need to bring this back here and weaponize it? There's so many questions that it asks. And of course, that expanded universe just dwells on every single one.
That first book of that series, I believe, is called Earth Hive. If that has any
I've heard of them.
explanation for what happens.
Okay.
Might be able to connect some dots there.
Yep. Later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it does seem like throughout this series there's a connection between Ripley and the alien beings.
Which actually it fills in the third book, I think, is called like The Female War or something.
Which would, I guess, be Ripley versus the Queen.
Something like that. But I don't know how they fit it in the timeline exactly. But somewhere along the line, they kind of made it work. Again, a little fuzzy. It's been a long time since I've read those.
There was a couple other tidbits here, too, about the alien design being based on H.R. Geiger?
Giger.
Giger.
He's a Swissman.
Okay.
He just died not that long ago, I thought.
Within the last year or two.
Yeah.
He's a strange duck.
Yeah. German?
He's a
Polish?
he's a German who was living in Switzerland, and he was his art is very
Erotic, we'll
erotic.
say.
Yeah, very sexual in nature. A lot of phallic images, and he created a body of work that they compiled into a book called Necronomicon, and that was
Sounds like a convention.
it. It does. It's a convention for dead people.
Okay.
And a lot of the designs that are in it, I mean, they're straight out of Alien. I mean, he basically created the creatures in this thing, and I guess whenever they were researching, they were like, "This is perfect. We're using this." I mean, it's about the only thing I noticed that they really did different was I think the original ones had eyes. And
Right.
they took out the eyes.
Yeah, because it seems like these xenomorphs just really have mouths.
Yeah, they wanted the design to not have eyes because it's more unsettling when you don't know where this creature's looking
And I agree with
versus something having eyes and knowing that it's looking in your direction.
Right. Yeah, you don't know if it's looking at you or not. You just have to assume it is because you can't see if it is or not.
If you see it, it sees you.
Okay.
I guess. And I threw this little tidbit in. Are you familiar with the Planet of the Vampires controversy?
No. Definitely not me.
This is a fascinating topic, and if nobody else has ever heard of this, definitely look into this. So there was a movie that came out in 1965, I want to say, called Planet of the Vampires. And I love nonsensical Italian horror. Technically, this is nonsensical Italian sci-fi, but there was this movie came out. It was directed by Mario Bava, and it is remarkably similar to Alien, like to the point where in the last couple of years, Ridley Scott had to publicly come out and say, like, "No, I did not rip off this movie," because there are a lot of similarities. There are shots that look almost identical. There are scenes that are very similar. There's tones that are similar. Now, the look of it's very different because,
Right.
I mean, mid-60s sci-fi. It's very bright
yeah.
and...
Yeah. Yeah, just look at original Star Trek versus...
Right.
Yeah,
But
very colorful.
you have essentially a space jockey. Instead of... These are like invisible things that attack people and drive them insane, but then they go insane and try to kill the other people. And there's a lot of it's a fascinating look up if no one's ever checked that out. Some places you can find like side by side comparisons, and there's it's strange.
Yeah.
It's an okay movie. It's not a great movie. Alien's definitely better.
Well, you would hope so. That much time after the fact.
Well, and I think I'd give him the benefit of the doubt too, because he made a really iconic commercial for Apple in like '84.
Yeah, it was like their Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, and I mean it won all these weird awards or whatever, and it's just one of those iconic commercials that everybody knew about and knew Ridley Scott did it. And I just really feel like he's got an eye.
Oh, he does.
And
He
like
definitely does.
you would think that somebody that has an eye for that kind of thing could easily like share a lot of similarities with somebody else without knowing it. But then, like you said, I mean, shot for shot, I could definitely see why somebody would question it.
I mean, there's a lot of things in there that it's more. It seems a little more than coincidence, but
Right.
at the same time, even if that was the case, I mean, the jump that was made in that, I guess it's like 14-year difference. I mean, Alien's just so good.
Yeah.
Like,
So anything else you need to add to Alien, Brad?
No, not Alien.
Because you're more the aliens.
I can't definitively say whether I like one over the other. They're completely different movies and different genres for me.
They really are.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I they're both number one. So
Okay.
that's how I view that.
I mean, first one is
That's my cop
it's
out.
sci-fi, horror, more sci-fi than horror, I would almost say. But it's got that haunted house vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Part 2 is just sci-fi action.
Yeah,
Right.
with
and
just a little small touch of horror.
their tagline is "This time it's war."
Right.
So we're kind of more into, like you said, that more actiony, borderline like kind of popcorny, I guess.
Well, it's like if the first one was like, all right, we're going to take what's done and we're going to make it up to like a 6. Aliens kind of cranked it up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw, I think it was on something where the pitch meeting was only like a few seconds long, where he wrote down alien on the board and then put an S on the end and then $sign in the S.
And then they were like, "Let's do it."
Yep,
let's
let's
do
do it.
So James Cameron comes aboard wasn't he the writer and
Yes.
the director of Aliens?
So I thought he wrote a first draft, and at the time of him like writing it, they couldn't he couldn't like take the time to like finish it or do the movie even, because he was in the middle of other projects.
like Terminator and some other things.
And Fox loved it so much that they waited the 7 years, right,
roughly,
to actually get this done.
right.
Well, Cameron also was an unknown at that time, basically. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Terminator was his first big movie, and
And I
I
mean,
don't even think that had come out yet.
this kind of cemented the fact that he
Oh, yeah.
was
He wasn't a one and done.
No, yeah. I mean, we all kind of know where he went on from there. I mean, everybody knows who James Cameron is. It's
Yep.
kind of like,
Whether you like him or don't,
yeah, it's like knowing who Spielberg is. You just know.
he's a name in the industry. It's unmistakable. You can at least name one movie minimum that he's associated with.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest, my favorite
is
of
this
his
one.
is The Abyss.
Oh,
I love The Abyss. It's never been released on Blu-ray, and that's a travesty.
you know,
Oh, I'm
I've never
surprised.
seen it. I'll have to
It's-
watch it.
I love that movie. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to watch this later.
Wow.
It's so good
You have it?
on DVD. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not on Blu-ray. Of course he doesn't have
yeah.
Blu-ray.
It's, I don't know why. Like
It is
and-
odd.
And that movie pushed some special effects, like before they had the
Most
Terminator
of his movies
2.
do.
Well, Terminator
Oh,
2
the liquid.
had the liquid metal.
Yeah.
But in The Abyss, it was just like a water
Liquid.
alien thing
Reaching through.
that had faces in it.
Okay.
I mean, that thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
if you
I
can
forgot
make a
about that.
Blu-ray happen, you should do that.
Yeah. So Aliens was released on July the 11th of 1986. Made roughly $131 million worldwide on a slightly increased budget of 18.5. So,
I'm a little surprised it made less. Well, to a degree, I guess. It always seems like the sequel makes less, right?
Oh yeah,
But that being said, I mean, God, what a great flick.
I would almost say like that movie, like, and I don't know from back then, but it seemed like the franchise rode on its coattails for years.
Oh, sure.
Because I mean, even after the third one came out, there was still Aliens merchandise coming out. That's weird.
Yep. Well, and I mean, we'll get into the third one later, but you can definitely see kind of a price increase significantly, and not for a good, we'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second one is easily one of my favorite movies of all time. It also directly influences Metroid.
right.
So I might have mentioned that in Nintendo podcast, like one of our first ones we did, minus what was it, Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters was 1, NES was 2.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this directly influenced how Nintendo approached a sci-fi game, and the protagonist, which turned out to be a girl in the end, Samus. They pretty much saw Alien or Aliens and took that idea and ran with it. So,
Right, because the character in Metroid is named Ridley.
I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but
Yeah.
it's interesting that
And a lot of visual cues, in a way, taken from Xenomorph to Ridley.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you've also got some of the music cues that are in the first Alien. You can kind of hear on some of the Protoss planets in StarCraft, but
Yeah.
in Aliens, with all the aliens and all the like, whenever you watch Aliens, it's like, oh, that's where the Zerg came from in StarCraft. I mean, that's just
Which actually, I would say that's where the it's that Warhammer 40K tabletop game, Tyranids.
okay. Sure.
That's actually, and I'm just guessing that could loosely be based off the Aliens franchise, because StarCraft was supposed to be the Warhammer 40K game,
That's true.
but then they lost the licensing and had to make something new. Enter StarCraft, and who knew it was going to be this huge thing. But
They also use like exact lines of dialogue from Aliens
in the pipe,
StarCraft.
5x5.
Yeah, like all those pilot lines are in StarCraft somewhere.
Yep.
Wow.
And-
We're in for some chop.
That goes across so many games too, from Aliens. In Call of Duty 4, on the frigate, that big ship that you are, the first level of the whole game, as you're going down the stairs, just like they do in Aliens, he's like, check those corners. And it's like, wait a second, is that a nod? And they absolutely like, yes, that's a nod to Aliens. Like, it's one of those iconic franchises.
It's like one of the many pop culture references that
Yes.
some will talk about after a while, but
But I mean, that you would argue that, I mean, this one, and depending which version you watch, right? Because there are a few versions out now, especially if you watch it on Blu-ray. This one,
I believe I've seen
kind
the
of-
extended version because it has the kid riding around on the big wheel,
okay,
which they say
perfect.
that's part of the extended version.
Yep. So in this one, in the extended version, we'll say, because I kind of prefer that one. It kind of takes its time to get going, but at the same time doesn't. There's things that happen, and it instantly like, oh, we're going back. Like, we're getting into this hot and heavy, and you're with a bunch of Marines that, in quotations, know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. There's some definite cockiness and ego going on here. Bravado, we'll say.
Yeah.
And that's definitely, I mean, there might have been Space Marine movies before this one. I can't think of any.
I
but
can't either.
I would say that this one, like that, the way they interact and talk with each other is like in every other Space Marine movie since.
Or almost just like any military.
I mean,
movie,
in
a
general,
way.
it's
Yeah.
most of them, but like if you're gonna have Space Marines, like they have to talk like this. I mean, it's you have the overbearing, wise ass kind of sergeant type. They have to be in every single one, and I swear this was the first one that did it.
Well, the guy that plays, I think it's their sergeant. He was actually in Vietnam. So when they were doing like the drills, which they kind of did like about 2 weeks before they started shooting, they kind of were in boot camp, and they all kind of worked together, and they left Ripley or Sigourney Weaver out of it purposefully to kind of make her feel a little more outside the crew,
Right.
Purposefully.
An outsider because she's never been exposed to the military experience kind of training.
And then I don't remember who it was. Not, what was it, Hudson? One of the guys actually comes in later in the movie, and they kind of stuck him in there, and he just kind of picks up a gun and he's ready to go. I mean, he didn't get the training the way most of them did, but other than that, they pretty much were all one unit for like a good 2 weeks before, and they even decorated their armor.
Right. They had their own like individual freedom to, a lot of realistic
Little
stuff that they
character
put on
development.
there.
Basically, they sat him down in a room one day, and they're like, "Here, give you a couple hours to make this armor your own." So that's kind of a nice little touch.
Yeah, it was actually done really well in regards to the closeness of the crew when it came to that. Because, like you said, they got this chance to spend a lot of time together and train, and that's why I think some part of it they didn't film. They filmed some part early or late just because they wanted to make sure that the crew truly felt and would have that camaraderie and that familiarity with each other. I thought, well, it makes sense to do something like that. And some of the crew on this experience is Michael Bean.
Michael Bean.
Yeah, I mean, I know him more so from Tombstone playing Johnny Ringo.
I think he's also in The Abyss.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah. And then we got Paul Reiser joining in as kind of...
Boy, he's one of those guys you love to hate in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Right.
does
That
a
slimy
great
little
job
ass.
of being, yes, exactly
of
that.
his role, yeah.
He is such a snake in this movie.
Yeah. And then you've got Bill Paxton, who, again, was also in Tombstone.
And one of the Predator movies. In fact, I believe he's the only person to ever be killed by both an alien and a predator.
Oh, yeah.
So, fun little fact for you.
Yeah. And Lance Henriksen.
That was Bishop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Lance Henriksen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That dude can do no wrong.
And Bishop was who again?
The android.
He was the android in this one.
All right, so...
the better android.
right,
The
the
cool.
one that I think they kind of portrayed as having feelings
In all
In a
He was
way.
like a later model.
or
Yeah,
compassion.
he was
or
like a
something.
later model, and they're like, "Oh, he can't do that." Like they worked all those bugs out or whatever, and it's like at first she rightfully just doesn't trust him, and she's like, "Get away from me! I don't want to ever see
based
you."
on what happened in the first one with her experience with an android.
And in the end, I mean, he's kind of a pivotal character that saves not only saves her, but
Sacrifices.
kind of gets sacrificed, but still comes out on top in a way, to a degree, until the third movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy times.
Because you've got the, I don't know, I guess you would say the kitchen cafeteria scene where they're all sitting there getting ready to eat or something like that. And you come over and do the knife thing. Do the knife. He's like, no. So he comes over and puts the knife in his hand or whatever, and he does that, and it's got Bill Paxton's character's hand down and starts doing the knife between the fingers. And they speed it up so he's going so fast, and that's like legit Bill Paxton's legit responses to this. He's like, I was not, I don't think he was expecting that.
Originally it was supposed to be Bishop just doing it to himself, and I think somehow they had conned
'Cause then they
Lance to actually put his hand over him, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And they just went with it.
Yeah.
But he'd been practicing that for weeks for that shot.
Wow. And that was good. And another thing too, like with Bill Paxton's character, apparently he had a lot of free range to do some ad-libbing with his lines and stuff.
I could see that because
It's like the
That would
one
make
line
sense.
that you mentioned.
so after their kind of like first run in with the hive, they drive out and they're just outside, kind of all exposed,
Trying to
and
figure out what to do.
They're freaking out, and Bill Paxton's character's like, "Game over, man! Game over!"
Right.
And
He's panicking.
That
and-
has to be again another super iconic line that I've seen or read or anything like that in a video game.
Yeah.
And I forgot who said it, but I saw an interview with someone, and they said whenever they saw that movie the first time, they were pretty young, and they're like, "This is the first video game reference. Like, there's a video game reference in a big movie, and it's in the future, so video games are here to stay."
And then just after that line, another iconic line, which is, I would say, more funny than anything, but Newt's character, I forget her name, she's like, "They mostly come out at night, mostly." And I mean, that's been referenced 100
Right. And
times.
supposedly, like, that's one of her few lines in the movie, and she supposedly hates it.
Yeah, I've heard
yeah.
that.
I think
That she's
whenever
known for that.
people see her, they want her to do the line. And she's like, "Oh, come on, guys! Like, I'm not a little performing monkey." Like,
She didn't stay in it. Didn't she, like, become a teacher or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's the last I heard. I haven't actually looked and see what she's up to, but apparently she has like a class and and I was in Aliens, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, I know that line is supposed to be like impending, like, oh, they mostly come out at night. Mostly, like I get the meat, but like I cannot watch that without laughing.
It's,
Right.
but
It's
I
mostly-
love it how it is. I love it.
It kills me.
But in a way, I've got to say the Bill Paxton's character annoys the hell out of me in this movie, just because
sure.
of what I know of him in his later movies that I'm more familiar with.
Like he annoys me in Twister, but I can deal with it in Twister.
Yeah, he's whiny there too.
Yeah, but he's like an angry whiny in that.
Right.
And here he's just like
Like, oh, come on,
He's a-
Joe.
yeah, or like whenever he's like getting on everyone's cases, harassing everyone. And then at one point, like someone barely pushes him, and he's just, man, quit fooling around. It's like you've been doing that with everybody.
Oh,
like,
right.
They're looking down the hole, and he
Right.
like pushes him. He's
Yeah.
like, "Quit screwing around!"
Right, because they're looking down again at because some alien, I guess we'll say, blood has been burning through different levels, and
So here's something I'd never noticed until rewatching it, and I wonder if this is like a flaw in logic or not. Maybe somebody will know. But so whenever they're in, I guess it's the APC and driving the hell out of there, and there's the alien front, they're like running over me, and they just run the hell over this thing, and it like just gets demolished. Wouldn't that melt the APC?
well, let's not.
Easy there, Tiger.
Yeah, let's not
I'm
be
just
bringing
throwing it out there.
technicalities
I
into
just want
this.
see, like I'm trying to find reasons to justify my love of the first one here.
Maybe if it's outside of the ship, it's not as acidic.
Yeah, the blood does have to oxidize before.
Yeah.
Before you know. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, they're firing off rounds inside the ship's corridors and stuff like that. It's like, man, this is just still wild. You would be thinking Ricochet,
What are we supposed to use? Harsh language? I mean, some of the one-liners in this are
Yeah.
just
They are spot on.
brings out the shotgun. I keep this for close encounters.
I mean, I will say I enjoyed the pace of this one a lot better.
It definitely, once it gets going, it's just going. And then I would say for the first time ever viewing, the ending is a little bit of a surprise because you think everything's over, you're good, and then all of a sudden you see like a little acid on the ground, and then Bishop gets torn in half, and boom, there's the Queen. And then you realize, oh wait, the Queen is actually a badass and could tear anything apart. And then you have again one of the most classic sci-fi scenes of all time, Queen versus the Power Loader.
Right.
I mean, that has to be one of the ultimate badass scenes in sci-fi history.
It is, but with Sigourney Weaver in the Power Loader, it's so clunky.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
come on, and ta-gunk, ta-gunk, ta-gunk.
Hey, use what you got, man.
I know.
I saw somewhere that companies actually contacted them after the movie came out, like, where can we get these things at? And they're like, yeah, there's like a stunt man in there, and it,
Right.
like that's not a real
Right.
item.
Not something that she's.
But
actually
they
using.
made it
But
that
it's
believable.
looked
that
great.
convincing.
Right.
I gotta admit, I mean that's pretty
Because
good.
earlier in the movie, she's trying to be taken seriously because they're like, "Why we got her here? Blah blah blah. We're the experts." And I forget who it was standing with the general or whatever the person in charge of the.
Oh,
unit.
it was Burke, the slimy snake dude. He's like, well, she's just an advisor, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, yeah. She goes over and steps in there, and where do you want it? And they're like, "Oh, she's good."
Bay 12, please.
Well, it's also I never really thought about it until now. So there's about 57 years between the first and second movie.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also kind of like a fish out of water movie.
Right.
Because she's like now technically in her future essentially, and like the world's moved on and she's trying to catch up to everything.
right.
Her
'cause
kid
her
died.
daughter's lived her life
Yeah.
and passed away.
I mean, I mean, you can tie it back to Interstellar there, where
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, no child should have, or no parent should live long enough to see their child die.
But at the beginning, where she's dreaming that there's an alien in her stomach, she thinks she's been impregnated, I guess we'll say. I don't know.
I mean, I could see why. Those things are pretty terrifying, and I'm pretty sure she's got some kind of trauma from the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they start out in like kind of this court hearing, and she just destroyed some they say million or billion or dollar ship.
Right.
But I'm so freaking
a
big. There's no way it's a billion. I mean, it's way more than that, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
With inflation.
With inflation of 100 years.
Yeah. And again, she's still not being taken seriously and stuff like that. And trying to figure out how she survived, but yet no one else did, and all that stuff.
Well, at least she didn't dream about having a raptor talking to her.
Alan.
So one other thing, too, I did want to mention about Bill Paxton's character in this. It reminded me of Chet from Weird Science. How he's kind of like a bully in the way, like a funny kind of bully in the way.
Well, I haven't seen that in
Yeah.
a long time.
Because I think that was like his first main role that he's known for. And another thing too was, then we get back to the face huggers, but the face huggers, they actually move now.
Fast,
They like
too.
they like crawl.
Yeah, like they didn't just shoot out. Like they're mobile.
Right.
And there is a lot of like movie magic going on with like how they made them be extremely mobile. And there's actually, it was in the scene where they get locked in like the science area, how they did shot for shot, jumping at the camera. They had to do a lot of shots backwards because they didn't know how to do it otherwise.
Right.
So if they did it backwards, they could get the shot and then run it forwards and clip it all together and boom.
And it looks like it's coming at the camera instead of away from the camera or something like that. But those little things were the way that they came up with how to make these things what they would look like moving was a He-Man toy of all things called Spydor or something like that, which I don't remember from as a kid. I don't think it was something that was in the cartoon, or maybe it was. I just don't remember it.
Of course, back then, I mean, they were just, hey, let's throw it out there and see what sells.
Yeah, it's like this red and black motorized spider-looking contraption. That's how they came
That makes
up.
sense.
Yeah, just the damn this thing. Like, where do they come up with this stuff?
Well, it's kind of like whenever some of the old, like, really low budget, like, sci-fi things, it's like they would just paint, like, plates and plasticware and stick it on a wall. Like, that looks futuristic enough. That's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, it'll work. It's got texture. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like we mentioned, it's the first use of the term xenomorph.
You see, at least the Wayland, it's like Wayland Enterprise or Wayland, like
Yutani. Or...
I don't know if it had Yutani in it at that point, but it was Wayland building better worlds, blah blah blah. The same.
Yeah, that's where you start really getting a sense of how big this company is.
They're like Amazon or something.
Yeah. And Sigourney Weaver actually got nominated for, what was it, like the first time that a female in an action movie is nominated for Best Actress Academy Award.
Which is awesome.
It is.
Because, I mean, between just the first two movies, I don't see how they could have went wrong.
Well, really, if you look at her character arc over the first two movies, like in the first one, it's pretty well complete. But if you add on, like the second one, like she's not quite at the badass level yet whenever that movie starts, but just like in the first where it ramps up to her like having to deal with the situation and make these tough choices, in the second one, she's dealing with it, making tough choices and getting her hands very dirty.
Very, yeah.
And it's like, what kind of a person is this going to be going forward?
Uh-huh.
I mean, she definitely, she earned her nomination in that second one.
Yeah. So another Tombstone connection here is the actor Stephen Lang, who played Ike Clanton
He did, yeah.
in Tombstone, which he did a fantastic job.
Stephen Lang does good in just like everything.
And Stephen Lang's also in Avatar, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
He's like ends up being like the bad guy,
Yep.
bad leader, or whatever.
He was in Gettysburg
Yeah, I think so.
as Pickett.
I don't remember which character, but
But then Brad and I got to go see an advanced screening of Don't Breathe. And he's in that as the blind man. Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen the movie, but I know what it is because it's Yeah.
I only have 2 words for anyone who has seen it, and they'll know what I'm saying. Turkey baster.
So he actually auditioned for the role of Corporal Hicks, which ended up going to Michael Biehn. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because then you've got, again, 3 different people would have been working together. There's this whole Tombstone connection here.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he had actually decorated his armor and then left or whatever, and then Michael Bean's character was like, just came in and he's like,
Yeah, he just
I've
takes
got this
it
big
over.
heart on my chest. It's like a target. What do you paint this on here for?
Yeah. Yeah, which it's just kind of funny how they all end up being in Tombstone and this connection with this film. I don't know if it's the same studios or not. Well, Tombstone was more of like an independent studio. It wasn't like Paramount or something like that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't
remember.
actually
You got
remember.
me there.
Yeah, and another thing that really shocked me was the fact that apparently the editing for this film was not complete until about a week before the release.
I did hear
That's
that
a
they
very tight schedule.
I saw they did not have any test audiences
Right.
because of that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because this turned out, well, in my opinion, really damn well for not having any of that.
It does make me wonder, though, if that was the reason why the box office numbers were so low. Because there was no test screenings for reviewers to have advance to build up the hype. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
I don't
solely relying on word of mouth and people that had seen the previous film. Oh, it just seems like the release was handled badly.
Well, I did kind of studying a little behind the scenes of these movies. It seems it's definitely a troubled franchise behind the scenes.
yeah.
so much.
It does seem that
And it
way.
seems like each one just gets a little more hellish.
Yeah.
Like, I
some
wouldn't
degree.
call it cursed, but it just seems like they just can't come to agreements and figure shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
It's actually, you know what it reminds me of? Jurassic Park. No matter the further you get from the original, really the worse. Although the second Jurassic Park isn't quite as good as the second one here. That being said,
More like off the mark that they get or something.
I don't know what it is about the further you get from the original in certain movie franchises where they're almost cursed, like you say. I mean, some of them, sure, they make a ton of money because of the name, but I mean,
We've
as we'll
seen
get
plenty
into
of
with
bad
Alien
movies.
3 and Alien Resurrection, like, I have a little more respect for them after watching some special features, but they're definitely not in my, like, short list of, like, favorite movies of all time.
Right.
I know, especially in third and fourth one, there was a lot of like studio oversight.
Yeah.
I would say to the detriment of them,
Yep.
but I sometimes you just got too many cooks in the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
which is also why there's so many different versions of these movies.
Right, right.
Yeah. I guess a lot of all these director cuts and all these additional features and like there's been a lot of different releases. There's quadrilogies, like you said. There's Laserdisc editions. There's there's so much stuff on this.
I mean, it's easily just out of the first 2 movies alone. Anytime Fox releases on some box set, they know that it's going to sell well, but that's only because the first 2 are bundled in with the other 2. The other 2, you're just kind of get almost like a bonus. It's the first 2 that really count.
Kind of like Godfather. It's like,
Yeah,
if you want 1 and 2, you got to get 3.
Or that Ninja Turtles Blu-ray set that I had. If you
Yeah.
want 1 and 2, you got to buy 3.
You got to take it too. That's part of it. It's like, oh, can't I just save a couple bucks and not get that? Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I did enjoy the second one better than the first one. Maybe because it's pacing. Maybe it's because it's a little bit more established story, or maybe it's just better action. I don't know.
well, I know in my case, I lean more towards horror movies than action movies, so that's why I always lean towards the first
Yeah,
one.
you especially.
Like I'm that whole pacing and the setup. Oh, I'm all of it. And second one, it's like okay, it's just more of everything. And
So, as a kid, for me. If, dear listener, you love Alien franchise as much as I do, please just bear in mind I was a kid and didn't know any better. My numbering system went Aliens, Alien Resurrection, Alien 3, Alien.
I
Right.
think I just had an aneurysm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can feel free to puke over there in the corner. Now, because I'm older and I appreciate slow pace and character development and all that, it's Alien and Aliens. They're one. I can't rank them because I just can't. I can't put one over the other because they're completely different. And after that, it's kind of the same with 3 and Resurrection in a lot of ways, because there are reasons that I do like Resurrection, but then you kind of get reminded as to why it's not that great too. So you just I don't know.
I have a love-hate.
You've
with
got
both
the
of
good
them.
ones and you've got the
Yeah.
bad ones, and that's the only list you need. So with Alien 3, released May 22nd, 92, 160 million worldwide, approximately $50 million budget, $50 million budget.
Big increase in budget.
So, and the reason for that is they made all these sets from scratch. Whereas in the second one, they actually went to some old abandoned factory with all these levels to film a lot of the stuff on. And because it was already established and built, I was just like, oh, we'll just add a few things here and we're good.
Yeah.
This one, they built from the ground up in it
I
is a
think the
huge
set looks
warehouse.
amazing.
It really does. For if you know that every single scene in that movie is pretty much hand built, you kind of like, oh wow, that's kind of impressive, because there's some big set pieces.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's ugly as sin, but it's amazing.
And the original idea for this movie was supposed to be some kind of wooden planet.
Wooden planet.
Yeah, and they never explain as to why it's wooden. So that's why
Groot
they
lives there.
that's
Right.
that's why
Groot
they
and his
could
family.
never justify making that specific movie. But in this specific movie, that alien was actually running around wheat fields, kind of like the raptors in the Lost World.
Interesting.
And they would like grab people and tear them down in the field or whatever. And it was definitely a much different movie in the beginning. And by the time they had got the director David Fincher on this, he was already directing a completely different movie. So this is just development hell. They nailed a release date down, and they were sticking to it, and that was that. There was no budging. They're like, we're releasing it in 92. There's no questions asked. This has to get done. So they had a lot of shortened time. They didn't have a lot of time to kind of play with a lot of the edits. It was get it done and get it out.
Wow.
So otherwise, it's very possible Alien 3 could have turned into a pretty decent trilogy.
Yeah, if they would have had enough prep time and flexibility with schedule and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So sounds like they kind of rushed this one.
Very much. And again, like you had mentioned, Fox had their fingers in way too many pies in this one. It just
We want to see this and we want to see that. And but that's not the movie I'm making.
And David like this was kind of the reoccurring theme. If you notice on most of these movies, these directors were kind of not as well known at the time,
Right.
and that was the pull, because it worked once and it worked twice, and they just kept going with it.
And I think I could be wrong, but I think David Fincher like started out making like music videos,
Commercials,
commercials.
yeah.
Wow.
Like, cause it's like you'd see, cause I see there's a thing that's going on right now where you see like this director who makes this kind of successful like indie movie or kind of a small thing.
Next
And
thing you
then
know, they get a big
They
production.
get this huge budget to make this huge Hollywood movie, and it
Just like
sometimes
overwhelms
goes okay,
and
and
intimidates them.
sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't go okay. And it's some of these dudes. I mean, their careers were fine. Like the first 4 movies, these are all really good directors who went on to have great things.
And
But at the time, oh my god,
I would kind of say, like, sadly, this is like the first time the Alien kind of gets digitally transposed onto the film. So
Some more CGI.
a lot of
this time.
and we're not talking good CGI.
It's
Like,
Right.
we're
pretty
It's
not.
bad.
still 92.
It's rough. But 1 year later, we have Jurassic Park with some of the best CGI still.
Oh yeah,
But then it just boils down to, again, who's working on the project
Yeah.
and their skills.
And probably budget too.
Yeah. But it's funny to sit here and say that Alien 3 is rushed because it's 6 years after 2.
Right, and
There's such this gap between the 3.
Oh,
And there's
originally
there always seems to be a good gap between the
Yes.
movies, but
So they're not rushed to, we got to get this one out in 2 years.
originally Sigourney Weaver didn't want to do it.
Right.
And then they finally kind of talked her up. I'm sure gave her more money.
Well, yeah.
And she's like, "Well, the only way I'm going to do this is if you kill my character off." And like Fox just did not want to do that.
Han Solo, anyone?
Right. Fox just did not want to do that. They wanted to
Wait, what?
leave it open. They wanted to leave it open for more to come.
Right.
And I mean, there's always a way to do that, which we'll discuss later.
Movie technology.
And somehow they talked to her. She with her and David Fincher, they basically kind of helped write the end of that movie.
I believe that Sigourney Weaver got paid about what the budget was for the first film.
That was in Resurrection.
Oh, that was Resurrection.
That was Resurrection.
Okay.
yeah.
Also,
Go figure.
there was a point at which they knew they had to reshoot some scenes, and that's in her contract. If I have to shave my head again down to X whatever length, I get it was like a $40,000 or $60,000 bonus. So instead of them giving her the bonus, they make her this basically bald cap with the short little hair stubs for however much it costs to make that little cap, and made her in makeup and made her wear that instead of having her shave
For
it
the
again.
reshoots.
For the reshoots, because her hair was already growing out again.
Right.
Well, I did see some where she was asked about if she had a problem with shaving her head for it, and her response was something like, well, "If they pay me, no." I'm like I
can't
get
argue
that.
with that logic.
Yeah,
I'm
Makes
sure
sense.
anybody would shave their head for a certain dollar amount, and once you hit that threshold, you're like, okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
they
why
wanted to
not?
pay me like $40,000 to shave my head, I'd be like, I do it for $5, but okay, sure.
I do it for nothing now.
Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I do it now just because I want to.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, but I mean, when you got somebody, especially as a female, when most of your roles in Hollywood are gotten because of how you look, if you fit this role, this picturesque person, you know,
And
it's
especially
got to
in
be
her
a big
case,
incentive.
I mean that long curly hair. I mean that was her look.
That's
Yeah.
her style, yeah. And the only other person I can think of that shaved their head for a role off the top of my head, Demi Moore, G.I. Jane. I haven't seen the film, but I know that she did it.
Karen Gillan did for
One of the Avenger, or no,
Yeah, because she plays
for Nebula.
in Guardians of the Galaxy.
yes,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, you look at her in that film and then you see her in,
Doctor Who.
well, Doctor Who and also
There's our
the Jumanji
second
from
reference.
last year. It's like,
Oh yeah.
wow, that's the same girl? Damn.
Yeah.
Because she looks pretty dang good in Jumanji.
Might as well bring up our third Doctor Who reference
You're right, throw it in there.
please do.
because Paul McGann is in the third one,
Which
and
is,
Paul McGann was the eighth Doctor, who only did the TV movie.
and that was right before what John Hurt did, right? Or was it right after?
It was in '96.
Oh wait, because John Hurt was the Ward Doctor later, like after
But
10.
whenever they came out with the War Doctor thing, they did a short, I don't remember how long it is, like 10 minutes or so, where it shows the eighth Doctor finally, for the second time on screen, finally dying at a regeneration. And he reprised his role. He's like, yeah, I kind of love doing this. And then he's gone on to do a whole bunch of the audio dramas. And
That's cool.
yeah, he's actually turned out to be a really good doctor who had
Yeah,
the
that's a
least
nice
amount
little
of screen
thing, yeah.
time.
And
Doctor Who.
which actor was that again? Paul
McGann.
Paul McGann.
Which is funny because, okay, this movie is so ugly.
Yeah.
The look of it is just it's gross.
It's wet and
depressing,
disgusting.
and
Yeah.
everything is the same color. It's nothing really stands out.
Also, if you listen to the music score, just pay very close attention to that score. I forget who did it exactly. I'm bad with names. Sorry. He took this score and he purposefully didn't want to mimic most of the stuff they've already done, and he wanted to kind of do his own thing, but they wanted it to be this dark,
Kind of primal.
exact, yeah. And there's times when you'll hear music and you're like, wait a second, is that a sound effect or is that music? And it kind of fills in the gaps in a lot of that stuff.
It is Aliens or Alien 3. Is it Aliens 3 or Alien 3?
Alien
3. Okay.
Some people
Gets
even
confusing.
call it Alien Cubed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
I'm like, come on.
Right. This is the
Listen
one
here,
where
smartass.
Yeah.
like you have that famous still of Ripley kind of like grimacing as she's looking away as the xenomorph is like hanging upside down.
They probably use that in that promotion more than any other shot in any other movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that specific shot, definitely. And I mean, I'll say, at least I was, I was born in 88. This was 92, so I was alive when these were made.
Yeah.
Hey, they weren't the best, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that what I was mentioning earlier about the merchandising and toy lines from Aliens still carrying over past this one.
Yeah.
I think part of that reason is this wasn't the movie that they found easily marketable for that.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have Marines and guns and lots of aliens,
vehicles
and
and
vehicles, and
Yeah.
you have a bunch of dudes who look kind of the exact same, dressed the exact same.
They're,
with
they're
no
almost like
guns.
monks.
Yeah, there's no guns, and there's one alien again, and it's a dog alien.
Something like that.
I think
Originally, it was
depends on
supposed to
which
be.
version you watch.
Originally, it was supposed to be like a bull alien.
Yeah,
Because it came out of like a bull that actually helped to drag the spaceship up from like the lake that it like flew into, and they cut all that stuff out. And you could have made 3 different movies from all the stuff they've cut out
right.
in this specific movie.
Because I see in the notes here where you talk about one of the most famous alternate cuts of a movie, assembly cut.
they have an actual name called the Assembly Cut, and it's it's in like it's usually included in all the Blu-ray editions, but it's like on my copy. I mean, they do call it the Assembly Cut, and basically the reason they have an Assembly Cut is so back, I guess it's in 02, 03, whenever they were releasing all these. They were doing like a director's cut, and they like, Ridley Scott, come in here and recut your movie. And he said that he did, but he said, I feel like the movie's kind of perfect as it is. Ooh. So all he really did was like cut like a second or 2 off of some scenes. So it's almost the exact same runtime.
Wow.
Cameron came back and he recut it and added a whole bunch of stuff
because
in.
that was the stuff they took out, and he said he loves that long hellish road of a ride that he originally cut, and they're like, it's too long, like people don't want to sit through 2 hours and 45 minutes. I do.
Oh,
right.
sure.
But
according to the Lord of the Rings success, they do.
right.
I love
if it's
long
good.
movies. I don't know what's wrong
Right.
with
You
people.
want to get your money's worth.
Or Infinity War,
as long as they're not putting you to sleep.
Yeah. Well, when it came time for Alien 3, and they were like, hey, David, come back here and do, and he's like, I don't want anything to do with any of you people. Like, he had such a terrible time on it. He refused to do any work on the director's cut. So they took like his notes that he had and all the footage, and they kind of just created it the best they could. So that's the reason it has its name, the Assembly Cut, because they kind of assembled it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to pop, because I haven't popped that
watched
Blu-ray
it,
in and actually watched that.
So the theatrical one, I believe, is the one with the dog.
Yep.
But I believe the Assembly Cut has the ox.
Oh, no way. That's
yeah.
cool.
So whenever I rewatch these, I just did the theatrical cuts.
Yeah, the standard, yeah.
Yeah, just because I was like, I want to see what like the theater audience saw.
During the making of the third one as well, they reapproached Geiger to like redesign the alien in a different way and make it a little more I guess the term they used was like sexual and like different things with the lips, and he went ham on the sexual thing, and they're like, whoa,
As he does.
Not quite like that,
Right. Yeah, we don't
Tone
want
it
to.
down a little bit.
We don't want to change the rating of the film.
right?
We
Don't
know
need to
it's
make
going
it
to be
X.
R. Let's keep it there.
Yeah. But then he's like elongated the torso and made it more of like the four-legged creature that we kind of know and see now. So it was just interesting that they kind of reapproached him after him kind of designing it in the first one. And kind of, I mean, he's known for kind of the creation of that style of those, which I did forget to mention in the second one. They actually took the drone head and they redesigned that. In the first one, it was this kind of almost looked like this glass shape.
It just looks like a jelly bean.
Yeah. And in the
licorice
second one,
flavor.
Right, it curves and
in the second one, it looks more like plated and bony. And the reason for that is they were worried of all the movement they actually had to do in the second one of like cracking those domes. So they redesigned the drone aliens around knowing they're going to be moving a lot in these, because there's a ton of, as you will see, like in the movies, there is a ton more aliens. That's why it's called Aliens. So
yeah. And what is the deal with them switching directors and stuff on all three of these at least to this point? Do we know it's just Ridley Scott wanted nothing to do with another
Ridley
venture
Scott
into it?
Usually doesn't like to do sequels and doesn't usually used to. Like, he used to not be into that sort of thing, but
well, and not just switching directors, but switching to unknown directors.
Yeah.
it's strange. I always thought it was, well, I mean, even the original Star Wars trilogy, like, each one had a different director,
Right.
which I thought was weird.
Yeah, I didn't
Right.
know that till I kind of grew up a little bit, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, I thought George Lucas
Because
did
everyone
all that.
assumes Lucas did all
Yeah,
three of
You
them,
would,
and it's like,
naturally you would
technically he only
think
did
because
the
he's,
first.
yeah.
Well, technically, he only did most of the first, but
Or number 4, depending
I
how
would
you want
say
to
the
look at that one.
editors really directed
Right.
the first. But
Yeah. It just kind of strikes me as odd that this is one series where every installment is completely different.
it's
Yeah.
very, there's so much that just completely is different from, I mean, you could almost say episode to episode of the saga. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's totally, the only thing that's really kind of the mainstay, at least in the first 4, is Sigourney Weaver.
Yep.
That's really it. I mean, you have Lance Henriksen showing up in this one. He does 2 roles in the third one. He reprises Bishop in just like a scene or 2, but then he plays as
Wayland.
Wayland. at the end.
Except the android piece that they use, that is actually all mechanical. There, it isn't him.
Well, he's not him, but he's
Voiced. Yeah, for sure. Fair enough.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not Microsoft Sam.
Yeah, he's not like standing there covered in goo, with
Right.
half of his head falling off.
And bludgeoned.
Yeah. But another Jurassic Park reference, because Pete Postlethwaite is in this. Pete Postlethwaite is one
That's
of my
a
favorite
heck of a
names.
name. Yeah, it's a heck of a name there.
He was in The Lost World as the main hunter guy who wants to catch himself a T-Rex.
Oh, oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
My other guilty pleasure movie, The Last Action Hero, with
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger,
again.
Yeah.
Arnold.
Charles Dance is the...
Loud.
Oh, no.
Arnold noise. Loud.
Charles
Excuse our
Dance is in
friend.
both of those. He's the villain in Last Action Hero, but he's the doctor in here. But Paul McGann plays as a guy, like he's like one of the inmate dudes, and like nobody lives in this. Like, okay, this is going to be like your hero guy, like Charles Dance. He's going to be like your hero guy, and then he dies like halfway through.
Yeah.
Paul McGann, it's like, oh, Paul McGann, this great British actor. Later goes on, he's in like a couple of scenes, usually in the background somewhere. He looks like everyone else. I knew he was in this movie.
You're like, it's just another guy.
Yeah, I've looked for him in this movie. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, I know he's in here, but I wasn't as familiar with Doctor Who then, so I'm like, I don't know who he is. And this time I'm like, all right, I know who he is.
Where are you?
Crap, is it that guy with the terrible teeth and no hair and he looks weird? And oh, he's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Charles Dutton, who's the main priest guy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his character.
I do too.
He's probably, for me, he kind of steals the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, literally, you cannot make toy franchise off this movie.
No, you've got
There's nothing there.
Well, making those toys easy. You just use the same head on kind of all of them. You use the same
Yes.
clothes on basically all of them. You just change the face.
I guess. Even the faces look kind of the same.
You just use the same character model and change the color just a little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah.
And this
Just
is
change the name on the box.
yeah.
Yeah.
Collect them all.
This is really Steve, and this is Jim.
Because I remember at the time, like I said earlier, seeing the toys in the store. And because they were making Aliens versus Predator toys like then.
And I believe in the bottom of those boxes was rolled up like a little piece of a comic that
They had
that would-
comics, yeah.
come with it.
Yeah.
Because I purchased many of those. I still have a tub somewhere.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I remember He-Man figures coming out with little comic books in them too.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm trying to remember which. Didn't they come out with one to sell the other?
Yeah, it was the TV series was created to sell the toy line.
And then the comics were kind of.
I mean, the TV series was created to come up with a world, a universe
Yeah,
for
to market
Right.
the
the
toys.
He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, we got these characters. What are they? Who are they? What do they do?
I want to say it's a simpler time, but
Yeah. It's just the 80s.
now it's just more electronic.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mm.
But I honestly, Alien 3, I don't hate. I think it's
No.
It's. I don't think of it as a good Alien movie, but if you take all that Alien crap out, I think it'd be a really good movie.
It just again and it's similar to some of the offshoots of the movies we've had recently. It just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Especially how it starts,
Right.
where you have two big characters from the previous movie.
Nope.
just-
Nope. They're dead. Bye.
No,
See ya.
Yeah, it's like, hey, remember these two who made it through all this? They're dead.
Now, I will say the Aliens Colonial Marines, the one that like 2K did and flopped massively as a video game, they actually kind of retcon that scene where apparently the Weyland Yutani came and like stole him from the ship, put some other body there, and everyone just assumes that was him, and that was it, and bye. But he actually comes back to the planet LV-426, which is aliens and alien, and they go and obviously fight more aliens and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he actually survives to go do that instead, and they retconned that specific way.
And I can't remember if there's like a deleted scene or if it was just a planned scene where you were going to see them alive for like a scene or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, you know what? It was the girl that played Newt. I think they had like created like a dummy of her, and they had her like dead body in the ship, and you like saw a lot of that, and they're like, "Oh, this is a little too dark for the U.S. We're gonna cut that."
Okay.
Because I mean, you see a dead kid like in the U.S., like people would lose their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I guess you guys would say that as much of an improvement 2 was to 1, 3 was equally opposite improvement, a step back.
I find it more interesting than
two.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Like as a post-apocalyptic movie, that's fine. But
So
if you think of it as an alien,
The pace is kind of similar to Alien.
yeah, oh yeah, it's
Listen.
a lot of it's way similar to the first one. It's a lot slower. There's music cues from the first one again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of character development going on.
We're back to one alien,
Yeah.
but I mean, beyond that, I don't know. It's fine. There's just kind of been this resurgence of, again, because that game came out, retcon some stuff. It kind of made the third one a little more tolerable, we'll say. And which I have actually sat through and played that game to for better or for worse.
It has its fans.
Yeah, I guess.
There's just not a lot of them.
Yeah, no. And then we guess we move on to Alien Resurrection, which I think these are the only two movies released in the same decade.
Yeah, this
You're
was
right.
only 5.5 years after 3.
Yeah.
And yet again, somehow, some way. Oh well, and let me preface that I'm pretty sure Joss Whedon wrote the original script for this movie, and in doing so, he brought it to Fox. Fox loved it. They're like, "This is great. How can we get Ripley in here?"
Oh,
And
that
he's
sounds
like,
about right.
"Oh, all right. Well, and then I'll go back." And obviously, he came to cloning, and because of the cloning, they kind of work that in with the alien. Oh, maybe it messes her up a little bit, and maybe it messes the alien up a little bit, and they kind of get like cross DNA, and that's obviously where most of our story comes from. And Ripley, Sigourney Weaver heard of it, was notified by it, and they're like, "Well, do you want to play?" She's like, "Yeah, but can we do Ripley like really weird? Like, can we get really weird with her character because she's a clone and she doesn't know where she is. She's kind of being reborn for the first time." And Joss Whedon was afraid that she was just going to come in like be all, "Oh, can I have a puppy? Can I wear a frou-frou dress? Blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "No, can we get weirder with it? Can my character actually do this instead?" And he was kind of surprised by Sigourney like wanting to take it to the next level for the weirdness, because she does get really weird in this movie.
Yeah, that it's different.
We'll say it's it's definitely on the entertaining side in maybe like almost like a bad B movie
Yeah,
way.
that's the perfect way to describe this. Like, if you take the first 3 seriously, this one needs to be taken as though you're watching like
Sharknado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's almost like a parody of
Yeah.
the Alien franchise. It's entertaining, not necessarily for the right reasons.
And it kind of gets going right away. Like, you see aliens very early in the movie, but I mean, at this point, everybody knows what they look like. It's been established.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
not a secret.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
they've been pushing for years. I mean, the toy lines and the video game lines, like they are in comic books, novels. Everyone knows everything about them now. So it's like, what crazy thing can we have them do here?
yeah, right. I also love how the company Weyland Yutani is essentially bought out by Walmart.
Yeah, they mentioned it in a deleted scene.
Oh boy.
Now,
At least it wasn't in the theatrical version.
I think if they would fast forward 10 more years or 15 or whatever, they would say Amazon.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
But
Amazon or Google.
I mean,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Amazon at this time is only a couple years old. So they get started in like
Right.
94 or something like that.
yeah. Another interesting tidbit, which you told me, and then I rewatched in the not the deleted scenes, but like kind of that documentary they do of each movie. So that basketball scene where they kind of at the mess hall, she actually made that shot, and it's basically the classic movie shot that you would think absolutely had to be faked, right? So she's walking away from the basket, and the one character that plays Hellboy,
Ron Perlman.
Yep. He's like, "What kind of freak are you?" And then she just tosses the ball over her shoulder. It goes out of frame because they were anticipating actually cutting in somebody either dropping it in there or CGI or whatever. And it was nothing but net. It was just a swoosh. And you just hear all net. And
And it
it
cuts
almost
immediately.
it almost instantly cuts because Ron Perlman breaks character almost immediately, like, "Holy shit." And then they're like, "Oh fuck. I fucked up."
They almost ruined the shot.
Yeah. Almost. But I mean,
I guess it's a good thing he didn't respond before the shot goes in.
I think it depends which version you listen to, but it's like you said, either the 3rd or the 6th shot.
Yeah, they said something like they gave her like 6 tries, and if they couldn't do it in 6 tries, then
They would CGI
they would just
it.
CGI it. And
And the way Sigourney was explaining it was, I wasn't really just thinking about making it at that specific time. I just all of a sudden had this like profound whatever and just threw the ball, and I was like, yeah. And then it made it, and everyone lost their mind on
I
set.
bet.
I mean, and she was practicing that for weeks, and then on top of where she was practicing it, they moved it back even further where it was supposed to be, and then she swishes it just
Wow.
right in there.
It's insane.
Yeah, so this one kind of has some of the similar statistics money-wise.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah,
I
made
still can't
161
believe these
million.
next two movies
Boy, that
made more
budget.
than the second one.
The budget
That
increased
budget, though.
significantly more to 75 million this
True.
time. So,
I guess I could adjust for inflation, though.
yeah, but in that case, it wouldn't have made as much. I mean, it only made 161 million as opposed to 160 for the one before that.
Oh, I meant from Aliens in 86 to Resurrection in 97.
Right, 10 years.
Yeah, maybe not that much, but I don't know. We'll look into it later.
So help me with the name of this director.
Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Okay.
Or Genet.
French.
Yeah, he's a French. He did a few things before this. Again, not much. Oddly enough, so he did Delicatessen and City of Lost Children and Amelie.
I know the name of that movie.
And supposedly,
That's it.
the story I read was he said that his experience on the film wasn't terrible, but he swore off Hollywood after this movie.
Ooh.
So all the movies apparently he's done since then have been in France, including Amelie.
Well, I can't say I blame him sometimes.
So I'm kind of wondering if maybe he was just being nice, but I don't know. But he's also, I found this bizarre. So there's the infamous genitalia scene
yeah.
in this, and it was too much for the Frenchman.
Yep. Yep.
So as the story goes, there's an alien at the end of the movie,
It's called like The Newborn or whatever.
which is hideous looking.
and it's a little at the ripe age of 10 years old. It's kind of terrifying because it
is-
has this sunken
disturbing.
skull face on top of like this very weird, lengthy alien body.
I mean, it looks like a human alien hybrid.
Yeah, it's
More
pretty
than
gross.
anything else.
It's pretty gross.
So
But
like you were
there's some-
saying, swapping DNA and stuff.
It's so
Across
essentially
DNA can-
the queen that was inside of Ripley in the third one. That somehow crosses the DNA with Ripley as they like try to reproduce her, and you actually see the fruits of that labor in the kind of the middle of the movie where she destroys like all of that, and so they can't like reclone her. I guess I don't know, and essentially the queen alien gives birth to that newborn thing the way a human would instead of laying eggs. So it makes it even weirder. And then,
So in a way, it's like a new evolution of the xenomorph in a way.
yeah, and
guess.
probably not the best way because it just takes the queen out.
Oh yeah, it like looks at it and within seconds just like
You're not my mom.
you're dead.
Wow.
But like in some shots, like that face looks horrifying, and
Yeah.
in some shots, it almost looks like a silly,
Derpy.
pathetic.
Yeah.
It looks very derpy. But there was like supposedly whenever they created it, he wanted like, and I forgot his real reason behind it, but he wanted it to have both male and female genitalia
It's really weird.
and large genitalia.
Yeah.
And everyone on set was like, "No, this is not good. You can't do this. This looks terrible. You're not going to be able to get all this genitalia through the sensors either." And he's like, "No, it's fine." And then he finally saw the way it turned out, and he's like, "There's some things that it's too much even for a Frenchman." So some poor bastard had to go in and digitally clear out all the genitalia from every shot of this thing.
Holy cow.
Yeah, if you get curious, just type in original newborn alien resurrection and you will find pictures.
Oh yeah, try to sleep at night thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's,
that's
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that
that's
thing
something.
is
Looks like a little skeleton kind of thing. and
Yeah,
Funky.
like I know what they're going for, but
And again,
No.
at the ripe age of 10, and then you get to see that thing sucked out into the vacuum of space piece by piece as
Oh,
it's
yeah.
screaming. Yeah, probably shouldn't have watched that movie at 10.
See, that's whenever like this movie hits its schlock masterpiece.
Oh,
I mean,
yes. Yes.
I mean, sucking the alien out through this. I mean, that is pure B movie magic. Love that part.
I found it interesting. One of the hardest scenes to film was the very first scene they filmed, and that was the underwater scenes.
I was gonna say I heard some stories about the underwater scenes.
Which sounds terrifying because it sounded like it took weeks to do just that underwater shot, which is probably only a couple minutes.
I read somewhere Ron Perlman got knocked out and almost drowned underwater.
Winona Ryder had almost drowned as a kid and was resuscitated as a kid. So she had this imminent... She's never been swimming since then until this movie. And she just had this imminent fear. She's like, oh, well, my stunt double will take care of it. And then she gets to the set and realizes, oh, no, I'm going to have to do this. I mean, yikes. They're swimming around in this murky water that they're cutting open these milk jugs full of milk to make it more murky, but then they have to spray it down with more chemicals like chlorine to make it last, because there's all this junk floating around, lettuce and dead pigs, and because it's a kitchen.
Right.
And it's where all the stuff is. And again, they're just swimming around kind of blindly. And on top of all of it, you've got the poor bastard in the alien suit. If you know anything about foam latex, when it gets wet, it gets heavy. Yeah. And even if you're in water, like they had this little like hole in the neck where he had to blindly breathe through to get to the little I think I forget what they call it, like some kind of snorkel, not a snorkel, but the oxygen thing.
Right.
And God, that just sounds terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a panic attack just thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's somebody that not exactly a fan of the idea of drowning.
You know.
No. Yeah, so I just can't even imagine being, and like, let alone swimming around kind of blindly, but also wearing that alien suit and then kind of getting weighed down by that. Oh, then there's the other the black dude with the dreads. I forget his name. He's carrying one of his buddies on his back, and the only way he could like traverse that area was actually kind of crawling along the ground, and because he couldn't swim with him. And they're like, oh, we actually like that, can you do that in the movie? And so it actually translates over into the movie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I cannot think of his name, but he was in CSI.
Oh, nice.
He was the guy who got kicked off CSI because of his personal situations going on.
Kind of out of the whole like kind of ragtag crew that walks in, I think I like him the most.
Yes,
because like he has these like automatic like pistol things that come out of his sleeves, and then he just like starts firing, and they're not supposed to have weapons on the ship anyway, but they all hide weapons. They're basically pirates.
Oh yeah. Like if the movie was just on that group,
it could have been.
I probably would have liked it more.
Well, again, had they not have had to write in this whole,
this elaborate.
Let's get Sigourney Weaver back in, and truth be told, who knows? Maybe it wouldn't have made as much as it did.
Yeah, it's possible.
But it's also possible we could have had a better movie.
Yeah. Well, and it also has one of my favorite actors of all time, and again, he dies somewhere in the middle of the movie, and it's oh my God, like why are they killing off all the good people so early? I even put this on Twitter a couple weeks ago, because it's true. Brad Dourif can do no wrong. That dude is so good in like everything. I know I say that a lot, but seriously, I mean, he's the doctor in Deadwood. Mm-hmm. He's the voice of Chucky.
Okay.
He was in here, which we can forget about that. But
briefly, he was in here.
I mean, like literally, he's got all these little roles, and he can. Oh my God! And in here, like I thought, oh, he's going to be this cool guy that we're going to hang on to from whatever the ship is. Like and then he turns out to be a crazy, weird. He's like, what is he like licking the window at the Xenomorphs? And
oh, right.
It's like, what is wrong with this guy?
Because in the movie, they're like again trying to weaponize the creatures, and they're trying to teach them and see if they're like teachable. Mm-hmm. But
and they show themselves to be pretty smart.
Yeah,
they learn quick.
Yeah, and then like kind of like raptors, I guess. They're the raptors.
I was gonna say like the graboids and tremors, but
Yeah.
they learn quick. But yeah, he's like teaching them or whatever, and then like he starts kind of almost teasing them in a way, and then it's like right up again, and he's just like licking the glass at it, and I'm like, is he like turned on by these things, or what's going on?
Well, it might be his little pet project, so maybe
See,
his
I-
character is
You never
supposed to be.
I get it. I mean,
Right.
that's why like moments like that, I'm like, this is like a great B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one you were saying that they brought her back and she got paid the same as what she got paid in what the budget was in the first film.
11 million, which is now granted it's not adjusted for inflation, but still,
It's a lot of money.
that's a big increase.
Right.
Basically, 20 years later, oh well, all this whole money to make a movie, we're just gonna give it to you to make a movie.
Yeah. I mean, when you factor in royalties and stuff like this, because I know there was something about Tom Skerritt from the first movie that they were going to do something, and he's like, nah, just take another 0.5% royalty or something like that to do something. So I'm sure he made pretty good on that because the movie did really well. So I'll get some good money on royalties for that. Like I said, Winona Ryder's in here, which seems kind of an odd choice for this.
Yeah, I
I mean, she's definitely gotten better with age, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because
like her in a lot of things, but in this,
agreed, but
Didn't
I
do a
think
whole
that was
lot.
kind of when she was really getting back into it. But
Yeah,
that
she
was
went
like the
through she went through a weird phase in her life. With
Yep.
shoplifting and just
Yep.
getting in trouble and
I mean, the last
I blame Johnny Depp for all that.
right.
the last thing that I can remember liking her in before Stranger Things was probably Beetlejuice,
Yeah, she was in
because it made sense for that role.
she was in Beetlejuice, wasn't she? In Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
So she was in those two films, and
I never grew up with Edward Scissorhands, so I can't really
I didn't
definitively say.
was she in Benny and June?
That's a good question.
I think that was another Johnny Depp
That,
film.
that sounds maybe.
I know she was in a lot of different things, but it's like she never really hit it big. I think after Beetlejuice, that's like her best known role to my knowledge that I can think of.
Until
Stranger
Netflix
Things,
comes along and she's the mom in Stranger
like,
Things.
truly resurrects her career.
Right.
Yeah.
And does such a, I think, great job.
Yeah, as a crazy mother. She's doing a really good job as a crazy
Well, when you put
mother.
it that way.
There's that the one acceptance speech where she's sitting there kind of looking around, and
You're right, like she's completely lost. She's
I love the
like, what
where
is
people
going
put
on
in
with
like
her?
ghosts and things, and
Right.
she's looking around, or pizza slices. Like, oh, that I can relate to that.
It's, different.
Yeah, I'm always thinking about pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Cowabunga, dude. And apparently there was tough to find shooting locations for this film because there was a lot of big movies going on at this time.
I was, sometimes I forget like what movies are coming out like all at the same time. Like I'll think of some movies like '97. Okay, I'll think of like Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
But like
James Cameron again.
sometimes, yeah. But like I'll forget like, okay, well that same year, Starship Troopers, The Lost World. Those are some pretty big sets, and
Yeah.
Big productions.
In fact, that water scene, they thought they were going to have to go outside of the country to go film that, or down to San Diego or something like that. And turns out I guess Fox was like, well, why don't we just build it in this one? So they dug this really, deep trench and filled it up with water and made that whole entire scene within this warehouse and just completely filled. And they were like, oh, we'll just use water for one of our other movies. So, yeah.
I guess lucky for them
Yeah.
that worked out.
But, I mean, like you said, too, Lost World's happening at the same time. Titanic's happening at the same time. I know I definitely watched Starship Troopers because that, as a kid growing up, kind of fell in my wheelhouse. Now,
Right.
I look at it differently now than what I did growing up, not knowing what the movie was trying to achieve. I just saw, oh, cool, another alien kind of movie.
Right.
with these weird characters.
Yeah, military guys fighting against these alien things, and
It's a bug hunt, literally.
so then there was I guess the one that came out just a couple years ago was kind of like was that more like a prequel?
So that is the running prequel, and I think after, so it's Prometheus and
Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant.
Well, what's funny about Prometheus was around that time, there was chatter it was either a prequel or another story set in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
As it turns out, I think definitely we can all agree it's more prequel.
Right.
But do what you will with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy Prometheus, actually, more than probably most.
I'm in that most.
Yeah. And
I
feel like
I tried.
they were going for, they had an arc that they already had, Ridley had figured out and that he wanted to do. The problem is the negative reaction to Prometheus changed that arc
Yes.
in the second one, Alien Covenant. And because of that, I think that movie suffered even more than the first one. And even though they have the actual xenomorph towards the end of the movie in there, it just doesn't, I don't know, it just, you kind of walk out of the movie scratching your head like, did I like it? What happened? Who were they? Who are the characters? And then you realize, oh man, I didn't even really like that. Not another crappy alien movie.
There were like a
Can't
couple
we
of-
just have one?
There were like a couple of scenes in Alien Covenant that I'm like, oh, I kind of like that scene.
Sure, and I
But
think
boy, when I look at it overall,
I think that can be said for Resurrection somewhere.
for better or worse.
Right.
I mean, definitely like
I think it's more the ragtag pirate people that make the movie more than
yeah.
the actual aliens.
oh yeah. I mean, it's one of those that like if you approach it from the angle like, oh, okay, this is schlocky nonsense and don't take it seriously,
Yeah.
you'll probably like it more than it's like, oh, this is an alien
Like
movie.
like a serious alien fan, and then you go and see it and it's like watching the prequels in Star Wars. You're like, what have they done?
Yeah.
Because you're almost wishing it was just kind of a different universe.
I would
Just change the,
Yeah.
don't have a xenomorph, don't make it alien, just have it its own standalone film, maybe?
I don't know, for a Resurrection or a Prometheus or
Either.
both. Well, honestly, I don't mind the prequel part for Alien. I just, again, I think he had a 3 trilogy arc, and because of the negative reaction that a lot of people had for Prometheus, that screwed up the rest of the story. Like, we had this female character that was going to kind of carry on the torch from Sigourney Weaver, and they killed her off in the second movie already. So, sorry, spoilers. It had potential, and I think it's already fizzled out, and I don't think they're going to do a third. I really don't. And same
Hey,
goes
if
with
they-
the AVP.
If they do
Like,
another one, I mean, it's
I'd
gonna
be
in
surprised.
a totally different direction. Like, it won't be related to those at all.
right, and which again kind of stinks because we really still haven't seen how the ship got to LV-426. We just don't know. It's somehow
You
it got
never
there.
know.
But anyway, then there's the AVP movies, and we're just gonna lightly touch on. I mean, they're there, they exist. They're not really canon.
It's like, why did they do this kind of crossover stuff with Alien versus Predator?
In Predator, the first, is it the first movie or was it the second? That there was like
second
there was the skull
one.
of the alien.
Alien.
So like he's like supposedly like he goes to planets and like I think the one theory I read
Predator
was
does.
the Predator goes to planets and like to prove himself he has to hunt certain species and like the ultimate prey for them, which
Kinda
you
like
find out
Kraven
in
the
the AVP
Hunter.
movies, is the xenomorph. Well, in Predator 2, you see a skull of one, and it's like, oh, he's kind of the same little Easter egg that's at the end of which Friday the 13th movie is it? Oh, Jason Goes to Hell, where you see the mask and you see Freddy's hand come out and grab the mask. And the next movie was supposed to be Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
It just took like
Forever to get that done.
almost 10 years for that to happen.
Yeah.
Well, in
Also,
this case, it took a long time, but they were also pushing that whole thing all throughout the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't happen.
Well, with the comics, with the games, but
There are
I mean,
novels that are
to add on to like natural predators and natural prey with these creatures, as crazy as the alien like brood is, it actually does have a natural predator,
I just read that yesterday.
and it
Doesn't have an actual name.
it doesn't have a name.
I haven't thought that far out.
No, it's definitely in the extended universe, but it does have a natural predator that is unaffected by basically everything
Yeah.
that these things do.
Like it'll eat it, and like it's immune to the acid and all of that.
I'd kind of like to see that in a movie.
would, yeah,
Like you see all these aliens, you're like, oh, it's an alien movie. It's got an alien. Oh no, things are going wrong. And then you see this thing step in, and you're like, wait, what the fuck is that?
I kind of would like to see it as a documentary. See alien in their natural habitat, hunted by the voracious creature without a name.
Well, and you know the marketing.
With David Attenborough.
I was going to say,
narrating.
Dave Attenborough will be the narrator of that.
Oh my god, this is.
Look
We
at
have
the
to get this
alien,
made now.
and it's,
Greenlight
natural
it.
habitat.
Greenlight it.
Just casually hanging out there by the creek.
It's hungry for a meal.
Ooh, here comes the prey, the predator.
Unaware of the predator stalking it. The predator without a name. Don't be confused with the actual predator.
Right. Gosh. So some of the other stuff that I've seen, apparently there's like a pair of TV series in the works for the Aliens universe. One's like an animated, and the other one may be on Hulu.
I heard about an animated one.
Yeah. So I don't
I'm
know if this
curious.
is going to be like legit, if this is actually going to go through. You never know, because there's a lot of things that you always hear rumblings. It's like wishful thinking. You do
Yeah.
a search like such and such coming out. Oh my God, there's actually a discussion somebody just puts on some random blog somewhere.
Well, I'm still waiting on that Metroid movie from
2006.
Well, if Nintendo gets it squared away with the new Metroid game, whenever that comes out,
which just got
delayed,
delayed.
totally
And restarted and pushed back, and I haven't had a good Metroid game in a decade, so there's that. Well,
the DS version.
yeah, on a home console.
Right.
Actually, I haven't had a good Metroid, more than a decade, because the last one that came out in 2009 was not good. Not good.
Talk about Other M or whatever.
Yeah, that's
bad
that
taste.
franchise's resurrection, or was trying.
Then we get into pop culture references, which if you look at this one specific website that I put in the notes here, man, there's a lot of references. And I know a lot of them from like Simpsons, Family Guy, things like that. They're going to spoof
Oh,
this
sure.
stuff because if it's popular and things, and just the funny idea of the chest burster and
And I know
Buster,
Robot Chicken
whatever.
did a crap ton of them.
Robot Chicken. If you are a fan of retro stuff, that is a fantastic show to
I
watch.
love that show.
Yes, it's great. Like even in the first couple episodes, they do a great job with Transformers, where like Optimus dies, and so it's great.
I mean, some of it is just like nonsensical little like
Stupid.
2-3 second things that aren't even pop culture related, and then they'll have like half the episode devoted to some ridiculous there was one where it had Joey Fatone, who was
From one of the Backstreet Boys or
in sync, and
Okay.
he's like basically the Karate Kid. And I mean, it takes up like half the episode, and it is hysterical. Oh my god!
Yeah, they have that
show's-
running gag that'll like run through an entire episode of different skits. Like, yeah, it's great.
And then I think they had one where a xenomorph was like a businessman who goes to work every
I
day.
remember that. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like it's great.
No, Robot Chicken. Was that? It's not. That's not Seth MacFarlane, is it?
Seth Green,
Seth Green is involved in it. Okay.
which Seth MacFarlane makes fun of Seth Green for doing it all the time,
Yeah.
which is great.
Right. It's just Robot Chicken's great. And then I guess one of the best ones is from Spaceballs.
Which I completely forgot about.
Yeah.
For some reason.
For some reason that doesn't stick out for some.
And the best part is they got John Hurt to reprise
Right.
himself.
Oh, not again.
Oh no, not again.
Then the chest buster or whatever comes out, starts doing the song. Hello. Like, oh my God. Warren J. Frog.
Check, please.
Yeah.
With Toy Story coming up, there's actually a reference in the first one when they're at Pizza
Yeah.
Planet and the little aliens are bursting out of the little dude in the spacesuit at the little whack-a-mole station, and she's just like sitting there like hitting all the little aliens bursting out, and like, oh wow, huh?
It is so interesting. I mean, if you look through the listing of all the different Simpsons episodes, obviously a lot of Treehouse of Horrors because horror themed. But man, like Maggie bursts out of Bart's chest in one episode. I'm like, that was just odd. But it's so cool. Like you said, a lot of toys and stuff like that. We mentioned the Pez dispenser, I think, before we started recording.
That
Like,
is so cool.
Yeah, that's like very intricate, I guess.
Yeah.
So you open the xenomorph head, and the little thing sticks out, and it's the one that's got the little Pez piece.
That's brilliant.
Like, man, the people behind that's great.
So with that reference that I made earlier for Call of Duty, there's actually a few lines. Such as mission saying crew expendable. I like to keep this for close encounters when they get out the shotgun. Then there's the check your corners part, which I had mentioned, and the we are leaving when they're getting into the APC, but in the game, obviously, towards the end, the climax there. So, yeah, there's a lot, and actually more than I guess I knew. Definitely check that out. Maybe we should include that link somewhere in a post.
Yeah, we put it in the show notes and stuff. We can throw that in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good stuff. But toys, I mean, it's been kind of discussed a little bit briefly throughout this entire episode about toys and toy lines. I believe Kenner had the rights for that.
What I gather, yeah. Which, I mean, go figure, Kenner.
Right.
Generally, when it comes to these things, that's usually the first one that comes to my mind.
Which now I think Kenner's not even a thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Which is strange. Still hard to believe life without Kenner.
Need a moment of silence.
I know. It's like, what do you follow that up with?
That's just sad.
I just find it really interesting that they did that toy push. Like, it's in here in the notes after 92
Yeah.
for the movie Aliens with an S,
Yes.
which, like you said, it was probably easier to market for.
Right.
That's
But
the only thing I can figure.
after 92, after the movie came out, they were like, hey, we can sell toys again, or now that we have the rights, blah.
Right.
Here, put
Let's-
these out.
Let's flood the market, even though these toys really aren't related to the film that's out now. We'll put it out for the one that came out 6 years ago.
Right. And they sold because I got quite a few growing up.
See, it worked.
I have a tub full of them.
Holy
all the
cow.
different kinds. There was the Flying Queen one they did. There was, I forget what type of alien they called it, but it had this huge banana head with like spikes that came out of it. And you'll know what I'm talking about. I'll probably post a picture later about it. Bull alien, snake alien, mantis alien. They're all like some kind of crab alien. Like, yeah, they had all
Like the
different kinds of
spider?
animal. Yeah.
It's like they went to the zoo and was like,
Yeah.
let's
Let's make an alien out of that.
Let's see.
call it the Somali
There
wild
was
ass alien.
There was a queen face hugger, which actually brings me back to the third movie. They redesigned the face hugger to kind of be a little more queen-like, so you'll know that Ripley was infected with like the queen alien because it's got a lot of the cues that the queen was designed with on that face hugger, and that was in some of the either deleted scenes or that amalgamation of what should have
Assembly
been.
cut?
Yeah, that's the one.
Because I saw in the theatrical one, it didn't show a whole lot.
Nope, not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
but
like Aliens versus Predators toys, 92, 93, something like that.
Yeah, like they were starting pretty darn early, which is shocking. I can't even put words to how weird this is. Like,
Yeah.
normally you would think that you would have like some kind of a property that you would base your toys on, but
Well, and again,
I guess
those
they had each, and they just started packaging them together.
yeah,
Probably.
and again, I think they really just started with the comics, and that's where that crossover happened, and it hit big.
I guess.
And eventually, they did the movies, probably not to the way that we wish they would have, but it is what it is. They're out. You can go watch them, I guess.
I mean, because at the same time, there was like RoboCop versus Terminator,
Right. Yeah.
and you'd have those, and it's like, what do these two have?
Right. They're not in a movie together.
No, they never have been, even since then. So I don't know.
Yeah. Rambo versus
Swamp Thing. I don't know.
yeah, or Schwarzenegger's character from the Predator or Commando. Rambo versus Commando. There would, I mean, that would be a
That would make
crossover you
sense.
could do.
Oh, so G.I. Joe on steroids.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally. Yeah. Video games.
So I have a really big exposure with this as well.
Surprise.
Yeah, I went full ham on this whole. This is all what pulled me into the movies, and I was gone after that.
There's a crap ton of Alien video games.
Yeah,
Like I had no idea that there were so many of them.
the
And
Alien.
I played almost none of them.
I was gonna
Right,
say
same here.
the Alien 3, or there was a specific Alien one that I had on my Super Nintendo. I don't remember the name of it.
Well,
Go
the one
figure.
Alien 3 that was on the NES had nothing to do with Alien 3 the movie.
Yeah,
It was like it seemed more like Aliens because there's a bunch of them and it's one person running around shooting, but it like your character isn't in the middle of the screen or even like kind of towards the left side if you're heading to the it's too far to the right, so by the time you see them jump out at you, you don't have time to
Kind of
react.
too late.
And I'm like, this. I mean, it is.
Was it an LJN
I
game?
believe it was an LJN game. Yeah.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Now, I don't have specific experience with like that Alien game on Jaguar, or the arcade game, and maybe they're one and the same.
The arcade game, I believe, was only on arcade and nowhere else, and it's never been released since then.
Interesting.
And this Alien vs Predator arcade game was one where you could play as the Marines or the Predator,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a choice of 2 different Marines and 2 different Predators, and you were just walking along like it's just like a beat 'em up kind of thing. And
So to piggyback off that,
beating up aliens.
there was a computer game that came out as either 98 or 99. And it is the reason that I got into computer gaming at all. And it was Alien vs. Predator for the PC. I think Sierra made the game. Wow. You could play as Marine, Predator, and Alien.
Oh, nice.
And there was multiplayer. That's the one, except I think that's the expansion pack. But yeah, Rebellion
Rebellion
did
shows
help do
Sega,
the or wait, that might be the 360 one if it's Rebellion, but I think Sierra
I
did the
think so.
original
Yeah,
one.
360.
That team supposedly got together and did the 360 one, which it was fine. It just didn't feel as good. Maybe it was again because it wasn't on computer versus a console. I don't know. They did an expansion pack, which included I think the Pred Alien and another like Marine and another like timeline that you can follow through and play through all that stuff. But that was definitely a lot of fond memories in like high school playing that. Kind of on my own on my first computer that I ever got for me. It wasn't the family computer, it was mine. So big fan of that stuff. Then there was the unfortunate Aliens Colonial Marines. That happened. Oh, and there was the one on PlayStation 2 where it was like almost like a tower defense game. It was like Alien... I don't remember the name of it, but it was kind of a tower defense, almost like a StarCraft-esque kind of thing where you get to kind of control the alien brood as they like encroach out of that area. I played very little of that one. And then, yeah, Alien Isolation, which has received some pretty good accolades here and there.
I that's the one that I did try, and I got bored so fast.
That's what I keep hearing.
My description, in fact, that's one of I never resell my games because you never know.
Right, if it's going to be a expensive
It
one,
might end up being
or
an
get
expensive
some value.
one, or it might be one that just didn't click then, but it will later, and I'll regret it.
Right.
Well, this is one of the few ones that I did sell, and whenever I sold it, he said, "Oh, what, you didn't? Why are you selling this?" And I'm like, "Because I don't like games where the whole point of the game is to figure out how to open doors."
Yeah.
And he thought it was hysterical, but
Yeah.
I'm like, this whole game is just a game of figuring out how to open doors.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's kind of what it boils down.
Didn't
It's
do a
like
whole lot for me.
a not so great puzzle game that's trying to also be a little bit of a horror game.
Yeah, because you got to hide from the aliens, but the problem is it's not very good at recognizing when you're hidden. So there are times when you are perfectly hidden and it finds you anyways. And then there's other times where you're literally not hidden and it just walks right by.
The two things I will say is
I was like, I can't deal with this.
one, it's coming to Xbox Game Pass from what I understand.
I do believe I see
So-
that as well.
I might
Give
give
it
it
a shot.
another shot.
Yeah, give it a shot.
If nothing else, I might get a few achievements.
Right.
But I really did not like it.
And two, this is Ripley's daughter, Amanda,
yes.
and that's your main character. And that kind
I
of
thought
fills
that was an
in a
interesting
lot of the gaps, I guess, there.
'Cause
And
this Amanda's the daughter that grew up without her and died. Oh,
right, which also kind of had a run-in, obviously, with the xenomorph
somewhere.
Yeah. So that's that story, and that kind of fills that in. So, yeah. Well, I mean, other than that, I'm sure we might have missed a game or two somewhere.
There's
Again,
a lot
there's
of
a
them.
quite a few of them.
Like, I think the first one came out in like 82 on like Atari or Commodore or something. Like, it was in the early 80s.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Oh,
No.
and the one that I thought I played on my Super Nintendo, I think I just confused that with like a different like Jurassic Park that is not a yeah. So
Although I think there was
Side note.
an Alien 3 on Super Nintendo also.
could have been you.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, if it was on, because I think it was on Sega Genesis as well as
There-
Nintendo.
yeah.
So if that's the case, it could have been on all three because that's towards the end of the NES life cycle
Yeah.
and at the early parts of the Super Nintendo. So a lot of times they would do that just to kind of quote unquote appease the NES owners.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to add before we kind of slowly start to wrap things up is the sound design in a lot of these movies. There's a lot of iconic stuff that I'm sure Kevin may have put it in editing and whatnot, but I mean that little motion tracker that's throughout all of the video games, including the movies. Movie. I don't think it ever comes back after that. But any game that you play as a Marine, you get to hear that motion tracker like that thump, thump, thump. And then you hear that slow beeping sound, and it gets higher pitched and higher pitched as they get closer and closer. It's like a way to almost drive excitement.
Right. Like, oh, you're getting closer.
The alien screams from probably, I don't know, most of the movies.
I read somewhere that, I don't know if they did this on all of them, but on at least one of them they used baboon shrieks.
In 3, they wanted to kind of change the tone of it, so they had recorded pigs screaming, and there was another barnyard animal, like making like a shrilling, shrieking sound, and they kind of had mixed that in to make the Alien 3 one. So that's interesting.
Well, that was also the most different of the first 3 movies version of it.
Yeah. I think 3 in a lot of ways is kind of the most unique. Not maybe for better.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely say it is the most unique.
The weapons in the second one, I also think has a very distinct sound for the pulse rifle or the smart gun. Like when you hear that sound, is that I can't make it, but you know, put it in post.
He tried.
And it makes that sound. It's very iconic, and as soon as I hear it, I know exactly what that weapon is. It's the pulse rifle that they use in the game or the movie or whatever.
The other fun thing, the big heavy guns with the rig that's on them.
The smart gun.
So those are Steadicam mounts.
Steadicam mounts
use.
that are put together with Yamaha motorcycle parts.
Yeah. Go figure.
Right. They just
If it
kind of
looks
slapped.
cool, fine.
Yeah, they kind of slapped on a lot of stuff in that second one to kind of piece together a lot of that stuff to make it look a little more futuristic. So
Yeah. Well,
Winning.
Winning. Well, I mean, I know as long as we've known each other, you've kind of been like, you haven't seen Alien before? I'm like, no.
Oh, and he would bring it up all the time. Can you
Yeah.
believe Kevin's never seen Alien? And I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah, it's like the franchise still just hasn't grabbed me. So it's like I don't feel I've missed much.
And
by
I
not seeing
get it. You didn't grow up with it.
Right. Well, I mean, technically I could have because it came out right after I was born.
It wasn't, well, in the same way that I could have grown up with Back to the Future, kind of. We'll say kind of, because I wasn't quite born yet in some cases, but, or maybe all of them. No, some of the cases. 89 was the last one.
90 was the last one.
90, yeah. So
Right,
I
it
was already
85, then 89 and 90.
okay. So yeah, I could have grown up with it, kind of,
Sort of.
but I just never entered my wheelhouse, really.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be things that we're going to discuss that
Oh,
we're
yes.
all three going to be in agreement on. It's greatest thing ever. And then there's going to be things that one or more of us are like, eh.
There
Right,
might
yeah,
even
yeah.
be some things that come up that none of the three of us really
Care
dealt
much
with.
about.
Like, we're just doing this to do
Yeah.
this.
Well, and
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if we have enough people that are like, please do this specific thing. I grew up with this, and we're all three like, I don't know what this is. I guess we'll check it out. Might as well, right?
Right, because you never know. It could be something that we've thought wouldn't interest us, but could interest us. And
Now,
be
I'd find
pleasantly
that hard to
surprised.
believe if Justin here hasn't seen it, because you've seen like everything. It feels
You're like the movie expert
It's-
of the three of us.
Yeah.
I'd
It's
definitely say.
amazing how much the more I see, the more I find out how much I haven't seen.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's
But it's
kind of the same way.
Ridiculous the amount that I.
Definitely has seen a lot. Maybe not nearly as much as Justin, but I mean,
Oh, between
way
the two
more
of us,
than right.
We got a corner of the market.
Yeah. But
Alan Smithy's coffin making a return anytime soon.
I'm pushing some ideas around. I have some thoughts I've given.
If you ever want to hear Justin and my wife on a podcast, it might still be on SoundCloud.
It is on SoundCloud for sure until June or July. After that, I don't know what its future is.
Fair enough.
But currently, yeah. Well, you'll have to scroll down a while to get to our episodes.
Right? Yeah, because there was.
I've got about 15 or 16 of my solo episodes in there.
Yeah, that was like right after you watched the Midnight movie, I think. Right? You'd come home and you'd record like fresh out of the mind.
Sometimes it would. Sometimes it would just be
Just dead tired.
movies in those veins. Oh, I was drinking while recording, so
Well, and as you get older, you just get tired.
I just didn't care. So I would just be like, I'm just gonna have a beer and do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, sometimes it's just the way it gotta go.
Some of it's a bit slurry.
Got to start somewhere.
That's right.
Some of those movies you got to be drinking to watch, though.
Yeah, fair enough. So as always, as Brad mentioned, we do always like suggestions, and we still got suggestions from other people that we've got in our queue to do for episodes. But this is a monthly release, so it takes a little while to get to some of them. But if it's something that we're like, ooh, why didn't we think of doing an episode on this? We can adjust our queue. It's not like things are hard set. This is not time sensitive. We don't necessarily need to do Christmas movies around December. We don't need to do Halloween movies around Halloween in October. We'll just do episodes as we see fit. That's what I
We'll
love
do
most
Easter
about it.
movies in November.
Yeah, because there's so many of them.
There's so many.
But no, you can always send those via email, contact@backtothepastpod.com, or you can just let us know in our Facebook group. Just search Back to the Past Podcast, or hit us up on Twitter, Instagram @BackToPastPod, I believe it is. And then we're also on Twitter, Instagram.
Various social media
Yeah,
platforms.
just reach out to us. Love to hear from you guys. That's fun. But it's pretty much all I've got for this. I mean, I have been able to just sit back and kind of enjoy just listening to you guys go on about the majority of this
They're geeking
stuff.
out.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because I've like,
That, well, to be fair, again, that was me last episode.
right.
I can't wait to get my turn. I don't know when that'll be.
So,
At this rate.
At this rate, I don't...
Yeah, so pretty much until you hear from us again next time, we're going to come up with our idea for next month. And we'll let you know what that's going to be when we get back from the past.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Delta Airlines just turned 100 and is already shaping the next century of flight with the Delta Sustainable Skies Lab. Here, they're building the future of flight. Think electric air taxis and next-gen aircraft aiming to cut fuel burn significantly. And this isn't just future talk. Today, their fleet of Boeing 737s have marine-like finlets designed to reshape airflow that reduces drag. The future of travel is more sustainable, and Delta's leading the way. Learn more at delta.com/sustainability.